Price of freedom is death. We're coming to get our check.
Black first, my brothers and my sisters. Welcome to the Afro Elite YouTube channel. I'm your host, Afro Elite. We are here this Friday. I need you guys to lock in. We almost never go live on Fridays, but we missed Thursday because I was handling a lot of business. I was out there. I was this close to getting into DNC. There's a whole story behind that, actually. And I'm probably going to do another live stream because I really want to focus on what happened during the DNC. It was a lot. I want y'all to know. Let me just let y'all know right now, a lot of content is coming up because it's a lot that happened, a lot of planning, a lot that's transpired. We got a good number of people in here already, and this is a Friday. We almost never go live on Friday, so I appreciate every single last one of you guys. I was still busy today. I was still busy, still moving around and stuff. There's still a lot of stuff that I have to make sure I take care of. So I appreciate every single last one of you guys. Please make sure that you guys hit that like button. You guys definitely got to hit that like button. And if we're big enough, depends, maybe, I'm not sure, we might even open up the phone lines later on today because there's been a lot of spaces and a lot of people have asked, what do we do now? What's going on? Or whatever the case is. But most people are upset. It's a lot of people on the grassroots who are upset with the Kamala Harris thing. And I said this on Twitter. Her campaign lacked a lot of policy. Her campaign lacked a lot of substance. Now, before we even get started, let me make sure I do this because, you know, we got to protect the interests of this channel. And there might be, you know, a clip or two in here. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Okay, so I want you to see. Let me let y'all see something real quick. This is as soon as the thing was over with, right? I said this. This is my first response to all of that. I said, Kamala Harris DNC speech, and to be honest, it wasn't just hers. It was everybody's DNC speech. Everybody's speech at the DNC. Her DNC speech was so lackluster as far as policy and a real agenda, it might actually negatively impact her campaign. She didn't do anything but, you know, just have vibes and everything was cool. It was a bunch of dancing. They kept trying to hint that Beyonce was going to be there. Beyonce actually didn't show up. They let the rumors circulate that Beyonce was going to be there and she didn't show up. And I said this, I said this exactly when the thing was over. And then bam, look at what they're saying now. I knew that people were going to start calling that out. I knew people were going to start calling it out. That her campaign, her speech, the whole DNC, it really lacked any type of policies. And a lot of people are going to be upset with this. This is not, and let me go back. Let me chop it up a little bit. This is not the generation of, man, I just want to be happy and I just want to sing and dance and everything is just, I just want to see a person be happy and joyful and that's just going to make me feel so great. This is not that generation anymore. This is the generation like, okay, yeah, you can bring out one of my favorite rappers, one of my favorite singers, you can put on a great, fantastic show. Oh, the show is very, the production, A1 production. I'll give them A1 production. They had performances up there. They was up there with high vibes and I'll give them that. I will give them credit where credit is due. But the thing is that this era of black people, we have younger black people, we have older black people, we have black people who are more politically sophisticated than we've collectively ever been. So when we're looking at this stuff, yeah, you can get out there, you can be all like, let's go do it, we can do it, we can do it. And then you got a whole bunch of black people now, not before, but now being all like, what is your plan though? We're not just looking at the thing and we're not just sitting up there saying, you know what, okay, let's go do it. Whatever that means, let's just do that. Let's just go ahead and whatever hope is supposed to mean, let's just hope. Let's just do that. Now, we finally reach a critical mass of politically educated black people. And I'm not saying that we're left leaning or right leaning. I'm saying that we're black leaning. We lean to the blackness. Now we're sitting up there saying, what does let's just do it mean? What is that supposed to mean? So as soon as the thing was over, there's a whole bunch of spaces being all like, what was this even about? Yeah, she accepted the nomination. This was this big thing to accept this nomination, and we got to beat Trump. And they're avoiding discussing any policies. Harris is avoiding discussing any policies whatsoever because she wants to stay on this fence of, well, let's just beat Trump. Just hold on. Beating Trump is the biggest thing because she is politically weak. She doesn't have any good policy plans, any real agenda. Neither did Biden. That's why they have to do the whole thing of, well, policy. Let's just, or Trump. We'll just focus on Trump. And, you know, we have some policies, but we kind of really don't want to discuss that. We just want to discuss how bad Trump is. And the honeymoon phase of that, the honeymoon phase of a newer person, a younger person, a woman of color coming into the White House and getting out there, and women can do it and colored women can do it. You get a little hype. But everybody knows hypes, they go up and they go down. Hypes go down. Now it's time. Now the DNC is over. Now all of the celebratory stuff is done with. Now it's time for people to really analyze the substance of her plan, of her agenda. And to be very clear with you, there wasn't any. There was no substance. So much so, I'm saying of color because I'm of the opinion she's Indian. People can believe what they want to believe. If she's a black woman, all right, she's a black Indian black. I don't know what that is, but okay, all right, whatever. But look at this. Oh, hold on. This right here, and I called this out. I said that, yeah, this might, people are going to harp on the fact that there was absolutely no substantive agenda that was laid out. I'm not gonna lie. When Donald Trump was at the RNC, Donald Trump was talking about policy. Donald Trump was talking about immigration. Donald Trump was talking about what his policies are going to do and how they're going to benefit people. That's what Donald Trump was talking about. Harris is just talking about how bad he is and how bad he is. That's all she was discussing. We got over 100 people, over 130 people in here, not even 10 minutes. Y'all got to hit that like button. Y'all please got to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Y'all be in that chat room with the 100 emojis. So let's get into this real quick. All right. It's saying some battleground Democrats in New York have gotten an issue issuing their issues to voters on their campaign website, and Republicans are quick to speculate as to why. The three of the most competitive House races in New York Democratic candidates' websites have notably lacked any issues or policies. So I want you guys to understand something. This is not, I'm going to read this paragraph, then I'm going to go to a video that I did. This is not just about Harris not having any real policy. This is about the whole party not having any real policy to better America, and especially to better black folk. So it's saying that notably lack any issues or policy platform pages, while just about every Republican running in a competitive district in the state has such a page. Now, before we get to that, I want to get to this video. Some of you guys have seen it. If you guys are following me on Twitter, I was at this DNC watch party, And at the DNC watch party, they were coming up with strategies about how to reach the Harris campaign as far as reparations. And I was saying this. I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna explain why I said what I said, which is something you guys have heard me say before, but I'm gonna say it again. Now, don't do that. Come on now.
As the sister just said, Biden got in the White House due to the black vote that he asked for. And he said that he was going to make sure that he had our back the way we had his back. And for 4 years, he did.
Okay. Pause it real quick. Hold on.
Not have our back whatsoever at all. He had backs of illegal immigrants, he had backs of Asians, he had backs of every other demographic. I feel like the issue is we're, as the black community, we are not being taken serious because the Democratic Party, not just Biden or Harris, but the entire Democratic Party feels that they have a guaranteed vote from the black community. We are their biggest voting bloc, and all of our demands are ignored, just like this. And I'm not saying that this is a bad idea. I think this is a good idea. But all of our demands are ignored and have been for 4 years because they're like, well, y'all don't vote anyway, so why do we need to do anything for y'all? I think that we need to take the approach that if you guys do not do it, you will not have a guaranteed vote from the black community. I don't think we need to wait for her to get in office. She's in office now. Biden's in office right now. What is getting done right now? We have another couple months, 2.5 months. They can do something right now. We need to stop acting like they're not in office and they can't do it right now. I say if they don't do something right now to show good faith, that they shouldn't have the support or vote from the black community in November.
So this is not me just saying this about this is not me just saying this about Kamala. This is not me just saying this about her. This is me saying the whole critique for the whole Democratic Party. I'm sitting up there looking like, hey, no, the whole party got a big issue. The whole party is weak. The whole party lacks substance. The whole party lacks any type of policy that's going to bring about any substantive change. And they can do something now. Currently, they can do something. Yet they're not doing anything. So this brings us back to the page. This brings us back here where they're saying, hey, the Democrats have an issue because they don't want to discuss policy. So now we're at this point right here. It says the perceived light on policy, high on vibes. And this is what I was saying. The perceived it's light on policy, high on vibes. Oh yeah, they was dancing. You saw folks crying. It was, I mean, I'm talking about crying. I'm talking about face red, snot running down the nose. I'm talking about they was weeping and crying. I'm talking about they was crying out there. And laughing and it was like that. It was like that. It was full of emotion. But yeah, the policies was kind of touched on very lightly, though. That it was kind of briefly discussed, briefly mentioned, briefly addressed. So it says the perceived light on policy, high on vibe approach for campaigning for New York is mirrored by the nominee for the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris' presidential bid has a minimal focus on policy, according to Republicans. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Because she didn't even come out with her plan until until like a week ago. She didn't even drop her plan till about a week ago. She really didn't. It continues to say, as our colleagues in DC wrote, Harris is, quote, leaning into general positive message. Hold on, I just played the video. I apologize about that. So, oh shit. My bad. I messed that up. Hold on. I was playing a video in the background. I was hearing it in the background. So, okay. Let me go back to it. So, it's saying our colleagues in DC wrote Harris is, quote, leaning into a general positive message that has wider appeal specifically because it's light on details. The Harris team, disputes this, of course they is, saying she will, quote, build on the Biden-Harris administration's historic agenda that bet big pharma created nearly 60 million jobs and delivered on the big bipartisan gun safety legislation in 3 decades. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you guys. How many times have we discussed some of the voters' main issues? Not even just black voters, voters in general. Bipartisan gun legislation has never made it in the top 5 of anybody's big voter issues. And I'm not saying that gun safety is not important. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying that that's not going to be no big issue. They're talking about some gun safety. A lot of people ain't for that, to be honest. It continues to say what Republicans see is a tendency among Democrats, including in New York, to go light on policy, indicate a vibe shift. One that moves away from talk on dry tax policy or damaging positions on wedge issues. We should note few high-profile American politicians react to vibes more than Donald Trump. Quote, New York Democrats now know voters won't buy what they're selling, which is why they aren't even attempting to explain their failed policies, said Savannah Vare, a spokesperson for the National Republican Congressional Committee. Instead, they embrace Kathy Hochul and Kamala Harris and hope voters will notice that means rising prices. Hope voters won't notice that means rising prices, open borders, and international crisis. Unfortunately for them, we will be there to remind voters just how radical these Democrats are. To be clear, some Republicans clarity on policy hasn't always been an asset. Now, the infamous and painstakingly detailed policy book from Republicans known as Project 2025 was so noxious that former President Donald Trump repeatedly distanced himself from it, even though dozens of its authors and architects worked for him. So this is them saying that the policy, and we don't want to get too, I don't want to even get too much into that, but a lot of people are saying, hey, that the Democratic Party is not looking good. Their policies aren't looking good. Let me get to, I want to play this one video from this one sister. Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. Let me see. Oh, all right, hold on. Look at this.
Y'all, we have really got to do better. Don't mind me. I was bleeding.
Hold on.
Y'all, we have really got to do better. Don't mind me. I was bleaching something, y'all. But I just saw Kelly Rowland post Kamala and then turn off her comments. This economy, if Kamala becomes president, we are going to be so fucked. It's not even a joke. First of all, the whole, like, they really see us as fucking dumb. Like, no policies, nothing. They're not going to do anything for us. Like, just the fact that we'll just show y'all a black person and we know that y'all will vote for them because y'all dumb. We know y'all dumb. We know y'all are dumb because y'all have been voting for Democrat. Y'all have been sticking beside us for 50 years and we have done nothing for y'all. So we don't need to give y'all policies. We don't need to tell y'all what we're going to do for y'all. We'll just do for every other community who has common sense to know that Democrats are fucking stupid. Like Cardi B told everybody to vote for, and it's crazy because I'm a Cardi B fan, but I find Cardi B to be a fucking clown. I find Quavo to be a fucking clown. I find Kelly to be a fucking clown. average Americans cannot afford groceries, but we should continue to vote Democrat. The same Democrats who are currently in office and are not doing anything. Like,
now, are you seeing the point that I'm making? Now it's starting to, everybody's starting to say the same thing now. Hey, you mean the Democrats who could do something now if they really, really wanted to? The same Democrats who could literally do something now if they really wanted to. It's a whole lot of people who are starting to, the youth, I'm going to be honest, we got over 200 people in here. Y'all know what it is, 20 minutes. We got to hit that thumbs up button. Number one, we got to hit that like button. Got to hit that 100 emoji in the chat room. And y'all got to hit that, what's that, the 100 subscribe button. Can't believe I forgot what that is. We got to boost this algorithm, y'all. We have to boost this algorithm. Yeah, you can like a, and I like what she said, and this is the reason why I got this video. I like what she said. You can like an entertainer. You can like an entertainer. They're entertainers. I can like a basketball player. I can like a singer. I can like a rapper. I can like an actor. I can like a TV show. I can like a movie. I can like a comedian. I can like all of that stuff. Y'all stay in y'all lane. You think that because I laugh at your jokes mean that I should take your political advice seriously? That's stupid. That's stupid. And they don't do that to anybody else. Because I laugh at your jokes mean that you get to tell me how I should go about my life politically. I don't see no white comedians going to the white community, telling them, shaming them, wagging their finger at them, telling them what they need to do and what they need to not do. I don't see any type of white actors going to their community being all disrespectful for it. And I'm glad that that stuff is getting called out. And as far as calling people out and shills, since we already played the thing, we already played the thing. Shout out to all of y'all. Let me get to the super chats before we go. Shout out to our good brother DSB, sends a super chat, says shalom Afro Elite and the family in the chat. Shalom to you, brother, thank you very much. And then DSB sends another one with the 800 emojis. Y'all gotta hit that 800 emoji. Shout out to you, brother DSB. So check this out. I could not say this, so of course they're gonna bring this guy on the DNC, and we've already discussed this dude before. Where is he? Where is he? Here we go. So DL Hughley was doing his thing at the damn DNC. Hold on. So here go DL Hughley. I already paid the copyright thing, so here he go.
Hey now, hey Chicago, how y'all doing? What's happening in California? Now, wait, where those AKAs at? Where they at? You know what? In 3 months, ain't gonna be no living with y'all. I can tell you this. I don't blame Donald Trump for not wanting to debate Kamala. I've been married to a black woman for 40 years and I ain't won one debate. I'm owing $93,000. Now, of course, Trump is saying that Kamala isn't black. I guarantee you this, Kamala's been black a lot longer than Trump's been a Republican.
And okay, Kamala's been black longer than Trump's been a Republican. Really? Because she was Indian last year. She was Indian last year, so really, and even still, they sitting up there paying people to laugh at his jokes. This stuff isn't landing. This stuff isn't funny. I'm married to a black woman. I ain't won on a single debate yet. That's not really. Ain't nobody really that's kind of lame. This is why his career didn't go anywhere. This is why he couldn't beat Bernie Mac. Can you imagine him standing next to, and he's supposed to be one of the top most seasoned comedians there is. Then look at this, trying to advocate. What the hell just happened? Okay. Trying to advocate for her blackness. I don't know what that was. Okay.
And if he keeps sliding in the polls the way he is, the only way to keep Kamala out of the White House is if he buys it and refuses to rent it to her. Of course, Kamala's getting broad support. They got black men for Kamala, white men for Kamala, Latinos and Asians for Kamala. They even have Republicans for Kamala. Republicans for Kamala. I guess Donald Trump will finally know what it's like when you get left for a younger woman.
Dude, really? What? Did this grown man really just say that? Okay, see, this is why. Okay, all right. Brace, y'all gotta. We just gotta keep. He out here making a damn fool.
But seriously, Kamala knows the truth about the American dream. That hard work is not enough. Hard work alone is not enough to succeed. That you need access and information and opportunity. And
oh, come on, don't be doing this. Okay. I'm gonna close some of these.
She knows that some folks are often denied those very things. As president, she will give each and every one of us a fair shot in life. But I have to admit, I didn't always believe that. I mean, if you told me the 15-year-old me would be on stage supporting a prosecutor and a teacher, there's no way that I would believe you. But because of that, I made assumptions about Kamala's record. And I often repeated them to a lot of people. Then one day, Kamala invited me to her house. She put her hand on my shoulder and she asked me to do some research. Something I had never done. Something a lot of people I know had never done before. Imagine attacking someone's character without a single Google search. So I did what I should have done in the first place. I learned that she had done for us exactly what she promised to. I believe that your apology should be as loud as your accusation, and I'm here apologizing in front of the whole damn world. I was wrong, and I'm so very glad I was wrong because Kamala, you give me hope for the future, a future where my grandchildren Nolan and Stevie had the freedom.
Now, here's what's interesting about this. Notice he said, I was wrong, and I did my research, I was wrong. What were you saying? And notice I want you guys to notice this. Notice he's saying, I was wrong, and I could have done better and everything, and nobody I knew did research. We all just got it from somewhere, and we didn't do research. He does not specify whatsoever at all what he said that was wrong that he later on had to correct. Okay, if what you were saying originally that you got from some source was incorrect about her prosecutorial record, and then she invited you to her house, and then all of a sudden now you now have information and knowledge on these things, and now you know what were you wrong about. Notice people are like, they're wrong about her record, and then nobody can really specify what she was wrong about. Nobody can say that. So a lot of people, that's enough. A lot of people, and we've already discussed that they're calling that a lot of people ain't really feeling all that, the shields and stuff like that. A lot of people aren't feeling that. So this goes back and leads me to remember when Steve Harvey was doing the same thing, when Steve Harvey was advocating for it. And a lot of these shields is actually getting called out now. So they had reached out, this clip would play, they had reached out to Dr. Umar to do some type of botched interview with Kamala Harris, which Umar went on his Instagram live and declined. Really need this to play now. I don't know what's going on with these clips. Really gonna need this to start working. Okay. Okay, hold on. Y'all bear with me. 1 second. Hold on. What the hell is going on? Okay, hold on. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay. Because that's not the first clip. Everything I'm saying is loading up, is acting all weird. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to find the clip again.
President Kamala Harris, and went on to say that he believes other celebrities are being paid to support Vice President Kamala for her bid for the White House, right? Umar specifically called you out, Steve. He called out Ricky Smiley. He claimed that both of you were paid to support Kamala Harris's campaign. Here's what he said.
But if we're going to be honest, Steve Harvey and Ricky Smiley, and I love you both, no hate to my big brothers. But if we're going to be honest, Ricky Smiley and Steve Harvey, y'all only carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Can we please be honest? Can we see? I want y'all to understand, overstand, and understand what King Kong is talking about. Y'all carried on because y'all got paid to carry on. Kamala Harris and the Democratic plantation is paying you celebrities, paying you to shame black people into voting. Y'all know we're not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we're not going to get nothing out of that vote. Y'all know we're not going to get nothing out of the vote, but they being paid, y'all being bought. They offered me $10K for an interview with Kamala Harris. I don't want your money, but we can definitely do the interview.
Steve.
Well, first of all, we're going to have her on her again, or how many other times it's needed to get her into office. Brother Umar, let me say this, man. Absolutely.
I just want you to hear. He's saying he's gonna have her over and over again, however many times he needs to. She's going in there just so he's not a journalist. He's not a journalist. Steve Harvey's not known for being involved in politics. He's not a journalist. He really don't do interviews like that. But he wants her in particular, because he didn't even offer this to Biden when Biden was running. But he's doing this for her in particular, trying to get her in office. That's what he's saying. He's all like, hey, I might as well tell the truth. Let's let him continue.
Really love some of the things you say. I really, really do, man. Some of the stuff I don't always agree with, but ain't nobody got to agree with everything I say. But let me clear the air on something.
Please.
You can't hire Steve Harvey for $10,000 to do nothing.
Thanks.
Let me just A that out the way. I don't know where you got that number from, but you can't offer Steve Harvey $10,000 to do nothing. No, you can go through the industry and ask about me. Let me tell you something. Omar, let me tell you something, man. And there ain't no hate here at all, because I like some of the work he does. I really do. Yeah. Listen, man, I don't.
He said
I don't do nothing. Nothing.
Okay. Notice that he's specifying 10,000, and he goes on and on and on. That's pretty much all he's gonna do. Oh, I don't do nothing for 10,000. No, not 10,000. I want you guys to notice that he's not saying he's not getting anything out of it. Oh yeah, let's notice that Steve Harvey isn't saying that he's not getting anything out of it. He's not saying, oh no, I'm only doing this because I believe in her and I believe in the party and I believe in. Oh no, just notice he's not saying I'm not getting nothing out. All he's saying is it's not 10,000. And the only Umar didn't say you getting paid 10,000. He said that they offered him, Umar, 10,000 to do the interview. Steve is all like, huh? You think I'm getting paid 10,000? I'm not getting paid 10,000. I'm not getting paid 10,000. He's not saying, I'm going to take it back a little bit. He's not saying he's not getting paid, just saying he ain't getting paid no 10,000. That's all he's saying. Oh, yeah, not 10,000. I'm not getting paid 10,000. This is what he's saying.
$10,000. Don't even insult. Don't insult the brand equity that I've built over these 30 years of television. I just don't, man. And I'm doing this absolutely free of charge because I want this country to be in her hands as opposed to Donald Trump's hands. That's why I do it. Now, me and Ricky...
I don't, because it took him a little bit too long to say anything about you doing this free. I don't believe that. And here's what I'm saying. Let me break this down a little bit. He might not be getting a check written to him. Steve Harvey has a lot of money. Steve Harvey probably doesn't need a $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 check. Now, to the average interviewer, a $50,000 check, $10,000 check, that's very helpful. To Steve Harvey, that's probably not going to be that much of a deal for him to make this type of brand switch and do that. He's doing this because there's something in it for him personally. That's why he's doing it. That's more than likely while DL Hughley is doing it. When you say you're getting paid, when Umar's saying you're getting paid, he might mean a check. Somebody is writing you a check, but they can pay you in other ways. Okay, well, I know a guy. I know you want to launch this new TV show. Well, I might know a producer, or if you do this for me, I might know somebody who can hook you up with that new movie that you've been wanting to star in. I might know somebody. I know you trying to get some real estate over there. I might know a guy or two who can do some who can help you out. So there's different forms of payment that the celebrities are getting, and I think it's better for us to understand the two. The average TikToker, and we've explained this before, the average TikToker or YouTuber who's getting paid money, they're getting a check. They're getting additional things, but the number one thing is a check. Steve Harvey doesn't need a check from the Democratic Party. DL Hughley probably doesn't need a check. Ricky Smiley probably doesn't need a check from the Democratic Party unless it's some huge $50 million check, unless it's some big check like that. But that does not mean that there's not anything in it for you. Because all of this man is doing a whole lot to help Kamala. Now, Biden was saying he was going to run for, 3.5 years. Steve Harvey didn't do this for Biden. It's not like I just want anybody in there except Biden, but you want Kamala in there. So what's in it for you now? So it's coming very disingenuous, especially considering the fact that Steve Harvey, we gotta show you this now, and why we say that this is very disingenuous when it comes to Steve Harvey, and Steve Harvey's out there saying that I just want the best for black people and I just want the best for this country. Well, hold on, I want you to, we're gonna go back and we're gonna finish watching this about why he believes this country is best in her hands over Trump's.
Smiley happen to be on the same page. Now we Q's now, and so is DL Hughley. And Q's kind of run the airways of black radio.
Okay. All right.
The Q's is running the airways of black radio.
Not
All
really.
right, purple. Okay.
But we also understand what's at stake here. So no, I haven't received a single dollar from anybody to do what I do. And
okay, so he hasn't received the dollar.
I'm doing it gladly for free.
Yes.
And I'm going to freely have her on here again and again and again. I am going to freely ask soft-ass questions. I am going to freely lob the basketball so she can slam dunk all these questions. Yes.
So, okay. This man, and we already know Cal Williams already called him out. Now, what a lot of people pulled up and what a lot of people thought was very interesting was this clip right here. This clip where he's talking about, hey, man, I just don't want it to be in Donald Trump's hands. This video was taken when Donald Trump was the president. This was taken when Donald Trump was the president. This was just, this was before Biden's term. This was a few years ago. So when Trump was the president a few years ago, Steve didn't seem like he had that big of an issue then. So is this about the fate of America and the fate of black radio and the fate of our community, or is this personal?
President Trump was accommodating. I'm going to give the man this. The man was very congenial. as we said that. I said, well, I have a mentoring program, but my mentoring program is restrictive because I can only do about 1,000 boys, and I can do them only one time a year in each city. I want to create vision centers around the country where I can take these schools that you're closing in the inner cities, take HUD funds, put it with them, and then go in and refurbish these schools and buildings and turn them into a place where boys and girls can come and learn life skills, and parents can come and learn financial skills. You can go online and look them up. They opened up 3 of them. All the ideas I had given them, they enabled. He's gonna make America great again. Let's go, Donald Trump.
I'm doing this absolute.
So hold on, Steve. Whoa. Y'all heard all that now. Hold on. Did y'all hear all that? Now, I'm doing this for free because I feel like America would be better in somebody else's hands. And this is multiple cases. We have multiple cases of the same Steve Harvey. Let's make America great again. Let's do this for Trump. So what is in it for you? Because clearly when Trump was in office, he was not this threat to humanity, this threat to democracy, this threat to black people, this threat to America. But let me take it back just in case. Let me just take this back real quick. Hold on. Come on now. It wasn't just one incident. It wasn't this one incident. Hold on. Y'all didn't see this. A lot of people are like, oh, Steve is trying to give a slam dunk to the Harris campaign, but he was a big Biden supporter, Trump supporter not long ago. Big.
As we said that. I said, well, I have a mentoring program, but my mentoring program is restrictive because I can only do about 1,000 boys, and I can do them only one time a year in each city. I want to create vision centers around the country where I can take these schools that you're closing in the inner cities, take HUD funds, put it with them, and then go in and refurbish these schools and buildings and turn them into a place where boys and girls can come and learn life skills, and parents can come and learn financial skills. You can go online and look them up. They opened up 3 of them. All the ideas I had given them, they enabled. He's gonna make America great again. Let's go, Donald Trump.
I'm doing this absolutely free of charge because I want this country to be in her hands as opposed to Donald Trump's hands.
See, and this is what I'm saying. All of these celebrities that are getting out here, these comedians that are getting out, the reason why you can't listen to them is because they don't have the best interest of the people that they're advocating for. This is why Malcolm X had a problem when it came to the celebrity class being the spokesperson for the black community. He had a problem with that is because that's not your lane. That is not your lane. The spokesperson for the community needs to be the activist. The spokesperson for the community needs to be someone who's in the community working for the community. That needs to be their main thing, not the entertainers, because the entertainers have too much of a distance to the community, and they are likely almost all of the time to sell out. That's exactly what actually, let me find that clip, because my brother Malcolm breaks it down very, very well. He breaks that down very, very well. Hold on. Let me pull this clip up right here. This is exactly what he was talking about. This is exactly what he was talking about.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. I just told you a little while ago. These
now, that is why I wanted to play this, because at the end is what he said. I feel like at the end of what he said was actually the most important part of what he said. the end of what he said was, and they usually parrot exactly what the white folks want them to hear. That's his problem, is because when you're a celebrity, you have a high tendency to sell out. You'll sell out if you're a celebrity. Listen again.
Over the white community and over the black community by the white community, and have been made celebrities, and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear. I just
exactly. They literally parrot.
Called leaders. This included Lena Horne. This included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader.
This is why we can't be doing this stuff with leaders. We can't be doing this with leaders no more. All these celebrities getting out there who will literally admit to you, they will literally admit to you, hey, yeah, man, I'm not going to ask her any hard-hitting questions at all. I'm not going to ask her any hard-hitting questions at all. Steve Harvey took it upon himself to say, we ain't getting no reparations. He didn't want whatever her name is. Damn. Whatever Kamala, he didn't want her to say that because that looks bad for her to say. So he said it himself. He said, hey, man, y'all ain't gonna get no reparations unless y'all vote, and y'all ain't gonna get no reparations no way. He didn't let her say that. He knew the question of reparations was going to get brought up. He knew that. He took the bullet for her. He took the bullet for her. I want you to, let me see if I can find it. Actually, I just thought about that because her name, you know, for the last 4 years, Kamala was fine. And now all of a sudden you have to say Kamala. You have to say it like that, or else you're being disrespectful to all black women. That's the way that works now. That's the way that works now. Okay. You have to
start calling my radio show and DMing me.
Okay, look at this. I found a clip. Look.
Y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions. That ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dunk. Because they done a lot, man. But we see, I'm on this radio show. I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time?
Now, I want to actually
start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions.
Let me find
that ain't what this
exactly
is.
Where he says the whole thing about reparations. But this is him admitting, hey man, I'm not gonna ask her no type of hard-hitting questions. Oh, this is the clip. This is a clip.
Stay on course. So just let me go off this paper for
brother.
Before y'all start calling my
radio
radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is an alley-oop for a dunk, because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing, so we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing for black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it this for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another lob for her to dunk. Because they done a lot, man. But we see, I'm on this radio show. I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote? Well, you think they finna give us some money? No how, man. I hope they do. They owe us.
I go down there.
See, Steve took the bullet for her. He knew for a fact if she was asked that question and if she said anything negative about reparations at all, it would have been over for, it would have been a wash. That would have been it. That would have been a kiss of death. She knew that. So that's why he took the bullet. He was like, hey man, I want y'all to know, man, y'all got to vote because y'all can't ask for nothing next time if y'all don't vote, because we going to tell who going to vote. And if y'all don't vote this time, essentially what he's saying is that the politicians will ignore you if they find out that you didn't vote. They will have a right. They're going to be all like, oh, if y'all don't do us right this time, then we ain't going to do you right next time. That's what Steve is saying. Steve took that and he's sitting up there saying, hey, we got to do this or else they're going to retaliate. The politicians are going to retaliate by ignoring us, which is exactly what he's doing. That's exactly what he's doing. So this goes back to our clip with Brother Malcolm. You can't trust none of these fools. You can't trust them. Steve was Trump loses. Kamala, whatever. Harris. Openly telling you, hey man, I'm biased as hell. I'm going to give her the easiest questions. I'm going to try to make her look as good as possible. You literally don't have any other interviewer saying, hey man, this really ain't no interview. This is a pep rally. This ain't no interview. This is just me essentially rallying for her. I'm not going to ask her any question that can make her look bad in the slightest. What type of interview was that? He literally admits that to you all. Literally. This is why you can't trust him. This is what's deterring a lot of people from the Democratic Party. I want to get to a lot of people are fact checking. Hold on. Let me hold on. No. A lot of people are starting to fact check what Obama had to say. And I got some things. I got a little clip and I fast forwarded, so it's not going to be that bad. I got a little clip. The Obama spoke. A lot of people didn't feel that either. A lot of people didn't feel that. Check this out.
When every child gets a good education, the whole economy gets stronger. They understand that when every child gets a good education, the whole economy gets stronger.
He said they understand, and he's talking about Harris and Walls. They understand that when every child gets an education, the whole economy gets stronger. I want you guys to realize something. I want you guys to really home in. Just put this in your mind as you're listening to what he has to say. And let me make myself bigger for this, actually. Obama was the United States president for 8 years. If you hold up your hands like this, you would only put 2 of them down. That's how many years he was president. Hold up your hands and you would only put 2 of your fingers down. That's how many years he was president, talking about what she could have done and what she will do. Why didn't you do that? Why didn't, when you were the president of the United States, why didn't you make sure every child had a good education? Why didn't you do that? Schools were closing. Black schools were closing in his administration. Do you understand? In Chicago, the schools that were closing, that's been down for all this time, that was when he was in office. That was not when Trump was in office. That was when he was in office as the sitting president, allowing schools to be deprived of resources to the degree that they're closing down, allowing Kamala to lock up parents for truancy. That was during his administration as well too. When that was going on, that was during his administration. All of the school crises that was going on mainly was going on during his administration, while he's talking about every child has to have a good education. The price of an average, the college tuition went up during his administration. He's speaking like he was never the president.
They understand that when every child gets a good education, the whole economy gets stronger. When women are paid the same as men for doing the same job, all families benefit.
And that's been debunked too. And I guess he's trying to rile the women. Women are paid for doing the same thing, for doing the same job as men. Okay.
They understand that we can secure our borders without tearing kids away from their parents. Just like we can keep our streets safe.
Oh, we're not. We can secure our borders. Yeah, no. Because when they're already over here, then they need to be they need to get sent back, which is what was getting. We weren't sitting up there snatching them on for the other side. They were coming here. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, why don't, instead of locking the kids up away from their parents, lock them up with their parents? The hell? What?
Also building trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve and eliminating bias. That will make it better for everybody.
He's saying, oh, now this is very important. This is very, very important. He's saying that we need to build trust between the communities. He's talking about black folk. This is the one time he said black one time. His whole speech said black one time, and he was only in reference of a person. He said it's a black woman. That's the only time. Didn't say black. This is him talking about the black community and talking about the relationship with the police, which Obama, when he was the president, completely sided with the police when he had the opportunity to do so. Listen.
We can keep our streets safe while also building trust between law and streets safe. Just like we can keep our streets safe while also building trust between law enforcement and the communities they serve and eliminating bias. That will make it better for everybody.
No, because that's not no bias. It is flat out racism. It's flat out racism. We can also do that, and we can also eliminate bias. Your buddy Biden, who is your VP, that's because that's your man. That's your man. That's not her man. That's your man, Obama. That's his man. His man, who was his VP for 8 years, and then president for 4 years. Biden has been in the White House, whether that's president or vice president. He's been in the White House longer than anybody else in the last 20 years. In the last 20 years, Biden has had a position in the White House more than anybody else, more than even Obama has in the last 20 years. VP for 2 terms and then a president, even though it didn't happen immediately. All that time, Biden's your man. Now, what has Biden done about the police? Well, you're talking about we can build communities that trust the law enforcement and make it safer for the people. What has Biden done? Your buddy Biden's done nothing at all. What has Obama done? Talk about Biden. What's Obama done? Actually, hold on. Actually, Obama has done something. Obama did do something. Let's go back and let's look up. Let's look at what Obama did, because we can't be bogus here. We can't be bogus. We do got to be fair. We do have to be fair. We got to talk about what Obama did for the police. Let me see. Hold on. We do got to be fair. Come on. We got to be fair now, because we can't be just doing them bogus like that. Okay. Hold on. So let's get to what Obama did for the police. While we sitting up there talking about the police, since we want to bring the police up, I think it's only fair if we mention what Obama has done for the police. So let's pull this up as soon as it loads up. No, as soon as it loads up. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. That's why. This, look. Okay. Of course not that. Going down. Obama signs blue alert law to protect police. It's May 2015. Oh yeah, that's a buddy Obama signing the blue alert law. It says president at the time, that's what he was. The president Obama has signed into law a measure that will require instant nationwide blue alerts to warn about threats to police officers and help track down suspects who carry them out. All right. So that's him looking out for the cops. Okay, that's Obama. That's his record. That's our first quote unquote black president. It says the Rafael Ramos and I don't even know this Wenjin Liu National Blue Alert Act of 2015 is named for the 2 New York Police Department officers killed in an ambush attack last December. All right. Okay. I just don't want anybody to forget it in case anybody didn't know. Yeah, that's Obama's stance as far as police. Now, before we continue playing what Obama had to say, can I ask a question? I think I need to ask this question. And I want you guys to answer this in the chat room. If Trump signed a blue alert law to protect police, if Trump had signed that, do you think that the Democrats would be using, the Democrats in the shields, all of the folks on the left would be using that against him? They would be saying, oh, this is proof that Trump is pro-police. Trump is he signed a whole law for the police. Trump is super pro-police. Wouldn't they be saying that? Would they not be saying that? So are we not going to keep the same energy? We're just going to completely dismiss the fact that Obama did it before Trump. And when Obama is pro-police, then that's not bad. Just like when Biden was pro lock them up and throw away the key, and it doesn't matter why they did it. It doesn't matter if they are criminals because we put the drugs in their community. It doesn't matter. Lock them up and throw away the key. So when Obama is pro-police, that's fine. When Biden is pro lock them up and throw away the key, that's fine. Now, I'm not saying that we can't get mad when Trump is that way. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that we can't get mad at Trump or the GOP or hold them accountable. But what I'm not saying is what we're not going to do is we're not going to play this little one-sided thing where if the Republicans are pro-police, that's bad that they're pro-police. Now, when the Democrats are pro-police, then, you know, there's a reason. I mean, cops do have jobs too. Speaking of which, Biden's still in office, right? Kamala, the first black woman nominee, is still in office, right? Right. Have you heard them bring up the Sonia Massey, since we're talking about the police, right? Have you heard them address the Sonia Massey's family? Because they brought up family members at the DNC, right? They brought up family members in Chicago at the DNC about Uvalde because they wanted to put out this gun rights thing. They brought up family members, right? Did they bring Sonia Massey's family up there to speak about the police? Did they mention Sonia Massey at all? Okay. Did the first black woman nominee bring up the black woman who was murdered by the police like a month ago? Did she do anything to speak justice? Was she completely ignored? What type of black woman alliance is this? What type of black woman would ignore such a heinous, egregious crime like that, right? Why was her family? Her family is in Springfield. You're in Chicago. That's a few hours away. They could have drove there that day and drove back. You're bringing all these other families up there. You don't think that her family deserved to say something? And you're supposed to be the first black woman vice president giving a speech after the first black president. It was a lot of black people up there. The word Sonia Massey didn't get brought up once. I'm just saying, I gotta call a spade a spade. I gotta call a spade a spade. So a lot of people very upset with Obama, very upset with that. And Michelle, we're gonna get into that. Let me find this out. So this went viral on Twitter. So look at this real quick.
Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama was at the DNC on the same shit. Barack just walking across stage, smiling. Oh, I'm fired up. You fired up? Well, shit, we tired. I'm fucking glad to know that you having a good day, because I think I speak for everybody when I say we ain't having no good day. It ain't shit to be fired up about. Talking about some, come on, guys, do the right thing. Do the right thing? Oh, Lord Jesus Christ. You want to know what the fuck the right thing is? Lowering these damn gas prices. Lowering these groceries. Even that overseas bullshit alone. Helping our veterans. Helping our children. taking care of this country first. And as far as I'm concerned, Trump is the only one talking about it. And of course, it was only a matter of time until she brought up Trump. Oh, Trump, he don't like us because we're highly educated black folks. Trump is the only one that did anything for black folks. Black colleges was begging your husband to fund them. Donald Trump came in like a Mississippi pimp and said, y'all don't need to beg us, and gave them unlimited funds. Some shit that they was begging your husband for. How dare you all get on this stage, give these preposterous speeches. Box of udon and noodles is $20 fucking. We don't give a shit about what you talking about. God, man, unbelievable. I'm mad, man, because it doesn't need to be like this. It does not need to be like this. This is silly. They out there talking about do the right thing. That's the farthest thing that they trying to do.
Hey, I don't know. I know this brother has a profile. I don't know exactly what his profile is. I saw this on Twitter, but he ain't lying. They up there in some high vibe. The whole thing was high vibes, and we just love everything. Oh, and we gonna get into some fact checking. Oh, y'all stay tuned. Y'all stay tuned. We're going to get into some fact checking, but that wasn't the only person who was mad at the Obamas. Check this out. People talk about the delineation movement and us. We not going nowhere. People keep talking about that and how that's not going nowhere. I promise you it is. I guarantee you it is, and especially with the young folk. Look at this.
Good, Joe Stamek, and I'm back with another video. Now, I saw a snippet of what Michelle Obama said about being an American and how no one has a monopoly over who's to be called an American. Let me show y'all that clip real quick.
All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued.
Oh, hold on. We got 400 people in here. Earth Angel is on it. We got 400 people in here. We got Cyberdyne and Earth Angel. Come on, we got 400 people in here. We don't even go live Fridays in only 1 hour. Y'all gotta flood the chat room with the 100 emojis. Let's get this algorithm popping. We can get to 5. Come on, y'all. Now, listen to what she got to say.
American. Let me show y'all that clip real quick.
All of our contributions deserve to be accepted and valued. Because no one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
Hey, y'all done saw this darn clip. Miss Michelle Obama, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. How dare you sit up there and fix your lips talking about we don't get to monopolize who's American when your ancestors bled and died for this country, just like mine. I have ties to 3 different states. I'm a New Yorker by way of Alabama, North Carolina, and Virginia. Okay? My ancestors, the same way y'all like to talk about our ancestors dying for the right to vote, which is a half-truth within itself, that's a part of being an American. Building a country that y'all was forced to build is a part of being an American. It's a shame that you say this. Then again, I'm not surprised. Us Black Americans was deemed as 3/5 of a human, let alone we have to fight for our position as an American to be considered an American, let alone human. And you want to sit here and say that we don't have the right to monopolize who's American? Yes, we do. And
yep.
So do you.
And see, this is why we need to really stand on this. A lot of people upset about the delineation stuff. Yeah, we do. Because that's very, very dangerous language right there. Oh, we don't have a right to have a monopoly on America. Yeah, we do. How do you have the audacity to fix your lips and tell the people who built the country, we are of the people who built this country? We didn't repair the country. We didn't improve the country. We didn't fix up the country. We created the country. It's a big difference. We did all that stuff too, but it's a very big difference when you say you created this country. We didn't come to the United States of America. We need to stop acting like that. We built the United States of America. This wasn't even the 13 damn colonies before we got here. Before we got here, it's not like the whole Europeans had, okay, this is my colony, this your colony, this your colony. This wasn't even none of that until we were here and made all that stuff. The folks who were here prior, and then the folks who came here during the transatlantic slave trade, we made that stuff. foundational Black Americans made that. Okay, now, on top of all of the innovations, all of the inventions, all of the labor and hard work post building the country, all of the fighting the wars post building the country. The only reason why you have a Labor Day is because of Memorial Day, and the only reason you have a Memorial Day is because of FBA. I got bars here, I'm rhyming here. That's the only reason you have any of that stuff. So you mean to tell me we don't have a monopoly having to fight to add things to the Constitution so it can be more humane because it was used against us? We don't have a right to the Constitution that would not be here had it not been for the fact that we were fighting in the Revolutionary War in the first place. Had that Constitution, that wouldn't have been here. Had it not been for the first person who died in the Revolutionary War, a foundational Black American, Crispus Attucks. Had it not been for him, we built all of that. And you mean to tell me somebody from another country who barely speaks English gets to come over here and say, I'm just as American as you? You don't got a monopoly on America. That's like somebody coming to your house and saying you don't have a monopoly in your house. That's somebody stepping into your house and saying you have equal rights to me in your house. I get you pay the bills. I get all the food that's in here. That's because you bought it. I get that the lights that's paid for. That's because you paid for it. I get that the fact that the roof is here, the water is running, all of this stuff, the Wi-Fi, the couch, everything is because of you. I understand that. You have no more right over me. I came here yesterday and I have equal amount of right. I have equal ownership to what you have. That's what she's telling people. And this emboldens the tether class to come here and tell us that we don't have any right to check them. So I'm glad this sister is saying what she's saying. I'm going to let her keep going. Take it back just a little bit, just to hear what she's saying.
To be considered an American, let alone human. And you want to sit here and say that we don't have the right to monopolize who's American? Yes, we do. And so do you. But you okay with letting the floodgates open and allowing people who have no idea what it's like to be an American control America? Okay? That's the problem. That's the problem I have with Democrats. And before y'all sit here and say, what about Republicans? The Republicans feel the same exact way. Okay? I'm not a Democrat because of this nonsense. Y'all want to sit here and use my ancestors as a means to vote for you, but you ain't want to do nothing for my ancestors or on the descendants' behalf. You don't want to do nothing to repel Black people and keep us pushing forward as a community, but you want to sit here and commit ethnocide. Michelle Obama again.
And tell you as well that if you don't vote for them, that you are disrespecting your ancestors. They're not doing anything to honor your ancestors. They're not doing anything to protect your ancestors. Oh, because guess who else wasn't conveniently? Guess who else was not at the DNC? Yes. Do you know that there are still 2 survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre? Still 2. One of them passed away recently. Rest in peace to that brother who passed away. They're still over 100 years old still, but there are still 2 survivors who are still actively fighting their case for reparations. They weren't invited to the DNC. Yeah, no, the community, it seems like we were very ignored. That's why I made this title. We were very ignored in the DNC. Sonia Massey's family didn't get invited. She was not even mentioned, brought up, referenced whatsoever. You have the 2 survivors of the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre. Weren't invited, weren't brought up, nothing. Nothing. Not a single mention of that. But they'll tell you our ancestors died for us to have the right to vote, and you're disrespecting them by not voting. That's what they'll tell you.
That's your own people too. I'm saying this with the utmost respect.
Okay. And that because the video was long. Actually, she was cooking so much, to be honest. I want to get the rest of that. I feel like it's an injustice if we play only a part of that video. I feel like that would be an injustice. I want to get to, because she was going off. She went off for a minute. Let me pull this up real quick. Get to the thing. Let me pull this up. Cause she was just spitting too much fire for me not to let her finish her point. Let's see, about right there, right? Okay. There we go.
A snippet of what Michelle Obama said about.
Hold on, let me fast because we already about like what 2 minutes in. Oh, come on, don't do me like that. Don't do that. Come on.
Here and say that we don't have the right to monopolize who's American. Yes, we do, and so do you. But you okay with letting the floodgates open and allowing people who have no idea what it's like to be an American control America? Okay? That's the problem I have with Democrats. And before y'all sit here and say, what about Republicans? The Republicans feel the same exact way. Okay? I'm not a Democrat because of this nonsense. Y'all want to sit here and use my ancestors as a means to vote for you, but you ain't want to do nothing for my ancestors or on the descendants' behalf. You don't want to do nothing to propel Black people and keep us pushing forward as a community, but you want to sit here and commit ethnocide. Michelle Obama, against your own people too? What kind of BS is that? Absolutely disgusting rhetoric. Okay? I'm not against immigration. I'm not saying this as a means to disparage immigrants. I'm from New York. I'm from the capital of immigrants in America. Okay? But there's something about people who sit here and say that we don't monopolize who's American. Go to Korea and say this mess. Go to Japan and say this mess.
Yep. Let me harp on that. We can't go nowhere. There's not a single place you can take your Black ass anywhere and say, well, hold on, y'all don't, just because I'm an American, a Black American, doesn't mean that you get to tell me I'm not just as Korean as you. You can't go to Mexico and say, well, we're both equally as Mexican. You can't go to Africa. You can't go to Kenya and say, hey, me and you are just as, I just got my citizenship here 3 days ago, even though you have been living here your entire life. Your father, your grandfather, your grandmother, all of them, they've been living here your entire life. We're equally as Kenyan. You don't have a monopoly on Kenyanship. You couldn't go to Africa with that. You can't go to Korea with that. Every time we go out somewhere, we sit up there walking on eggshells when it comes to the native population. Anywhere, we're walking on eggshells. Now, when it comes, we don't have the audacity. First off, we don't have the audacity to disrespect people like that. Second of all, we know we wouldn't be tolerated sitting up there saying y'all don't have the monopoly on America. You couldn't go nowhere in the world and say that. Nowhere.
They won't allow that. You know why? Because they have strict immigration laws. And I can't fault them for that. But the fact that Michelle Obama would sit up here and fix her lips and say that we don't have the right to control who's American when your ancestors died for the right to be considered American, Miss Fannie Lou Hamer would have never said what you just said. Sojourner Truth would have never said what you just said. Medgar Evers would never. Harriet Tubman would never. Frederick Douglass, never. Septima Clark, never. Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, never. And before y'all sit here and say Malcolm X didn't consider himself American, because he was upset at the state of America, not necessarily because he wants to erase his lineage. There's a difference.
Yep.
Michelle Obama, how dare you? How dare you say some extremely genocidal, if that's a word, ethnocidal, if that's a word, just dangerous rhetoric. How dare you spew dangerous rhetoric?
If this sister is cooking, y'all, can we put the fireball emoji in the chat room? Can I get a bunch of fireball emojis in the chat room? Because I fully agree with that. our people was not considered human beings, had to fight and scrap for every little thing that you have every privilege that we got. That's because of as a people, that's because of our ancestors. The fact that we can work in these jobs, the fact that we can live where we want to live to a degree is still a lot of white supremacy. All of these things, anytime we've moved the goalpost, move the needle, anytime we've moved the needle any bit, that's because we have fought for that. So you mean to tell me people who had to fight for all of that, we're American, but people who just get to illegally come over to the country, they're just as American too? They're just as American.
Especially about Black Americans. This is why people use our culture just to be using it, not knowing the history behind it. Because you say rhetoric like this as a Black American, you're giving other groups of people leeway to disrespect us because of your rhetoric.
Yep.
And I'm so glad that Black Americans are on this delineation trail because of rhetoric like Michelle Obama's. And it's a shame that y'all want to sit here and use my ancestors to vote for y'all, but y'all ain't finna do nothing for us. And y'all saying really, really extremely prejudiced, racist rhetoric about Black Americans not being American, and we can't call people who's not American, American? Can we call a spade for once? Like, let's be for real. And before y'all sit here and say, what about Republicans? Republicans don't cater to Black people. Stop using Republicans as an excuse to try to get me to vote for them. Republicans do not cater to Black Americans. And before y'all say, what about the NRC? Ain't nobody listen to Kid Rock. But they are listening to Megan Thee Stallion. They do listen to Patti LaBelle and Stevie Wonder. That's what Black people listen to. That's what Black folks listen to. Mm-hmm. And I'm tired of this Black celebrity class too. Keep selling us down the river. Y'all continue to be the court jesters that y'all are, and that's all the Democrats see us as, court jesters, just to entertain and make people laugh. But when it's time to be serious, man, y'all just got me heated. This is absolutely asinine, and disrespectful. Miss Michelle Obama, shame on you. Miss Michelle LaVaughn Robinson Obama. Have a full Black American name, LaVaughn. Your name is LaVaughn. That should tell you that you're an American, sister. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Miss Michelle Obama. And I'm saying this as somebody who's from the generation of your children. I'm saying this with the utmost respect because I ain't cuss you out one bit. I'm upset. This is how I let steam off. And I'm not going to sit here and allow any of these white Republicans to call you anything outside of your gender. Because at the end of the day, you are a Black American woman. And I respect my elders. But this needs rebuking. As the Black church would say. I rebuke this sentiment. Okay? It's okay to take a licking. It's okay. But Miss Michelle Obama, shame on you.
Hey, I can't do nothing but agree with that. And we got over 500 people in this room. So y'all already know we got to flood the chat room again with a bunch of the emojis. We got to flood the chat room again. I can't do nothing but agree with that. The fact that she had the audacity to sit up there on the stage after her and her husband just completely ignored Black people the entire time she was in office and tell us that we don't have the right to tell all of these illegal aliens that they are not American. The anti-Black illegal aliens that they are not American, the fact that she has to say that, and I'm glad because this shows that there is power going on in the movement right now. This is why that shows it, because the youth are the ones who are supposed to be looking up to the Obamas. To be very honest, you don't see a lot of youthful people who like and favor the Obamas. You don't see a lot of the people who love the Obamas. Those are the people who really don't have cell phones like that. They get their cell phones from the little dollar store. They come to you with little everything. How do you use this app? Oh, you mean Google? Oh, okay. How do you use the Google app? These are the people who don't know it. And I'm not disrespecting. I'm not dissing. These are the folks who don't know that. These are the folks who still got TVs with antennas on them, who still be flicking through remotes. These are the people who only know the news when they watch the news on TV. They don't know how to look up the news on their phone. They don't know how to do that. These are those people right there. Okay, those are the people you see really love Obama and the Obamas. The youth really don't. Now, of course, when it comes to anti-black racist rhetoric, now if you have a suspected white supremacist saying Michelle Obama is a trans, yeah, that's gonna people are not really gonna accept that because that's not true. So you're going to have people defend it off of the fact that that stems from anti-black racism. So they're going to defend the anti-black, or they're going to attack the anti-black racism. Just because they don't favor them or like them doesn't mean that they're going to allow the anti-black racism. Okay. But besides that, it's not like we're like, man, I love her speech. She did great. She did great. Now, a lot of people in the dominant society is trying to say she did great. But to be honest, they really didn't do great. A lot of them really didn't speak facts the way they should have. There was a lot of people out there fact checking them. Check this out. A lot of this stuff got fact checked. Fact check what the Obamas and other Democratic speakers got right, wrong on day 2 of the DNC. I want the whole thing. Now, this was the only thing that they had so far because it take them like a little bit of time to fact check, right? But they really wanted to harp in on the Obamas. We're going to go down. We already talked about that. Okay. The economy. Barack Obama, under Joe Biden, the U.S. Presented, quote, 15 million jobs, higher wages, lower healthcare costs. This was what Obama said in his speech that he gave for like 40 minutes. He says he's right about jobs. Y'all pay attention. These are the receipts. Y'all listen to this. He's right about jobs. The U.S. has added 15.8 million jobs since January 2021 when Biden was sworn in. Though some, now listen to this, though some of those represented the workforce return of workers the pandemic had sidelined. Wages were up under Biden without factoring in inflation. But for his full tenure, wages have trailed. That means they were behind. Wages have trailed inflation. So he's talking about, man, jobs has gone up under Biden. Wages have gone up under Biden. Yes, but inflation is whooping people's ass worse than wages are helping. Wages and inflation should be somewhat going up at the same rate in order for it to have a balance in society. Inflation is never something that's going to stop. Inflation is always going to happen, but the wages for the workers and the citizens need to increase to match that. Otherwise, you got people working for essentially pennies on the dollar and can't afford a damn thing, which is what we're going through right now. That's what we're going through. You're talking about all of these jobs. How many of these jobs went to illegal immigrants? I just want to. I just think I would be remiss if I did not ask that question. I think that's a very important question to ask. I would be very remiss in saying how many of those jobs didn't go to. How many of those jobs didn't go to not only Black American citizens at all? How many of those jobs went to illegals that you guys have been pushing so hard to work? Black jobs. And I said it. It says wages have trailed inflation, which hit a 4-decade high under Biden. Yes, Biden had a 4-decade. So in the last 40 years, inflation had not had a spike this high. And it was under Biden. It says, nevertheless, wages have outpaced inflation over the past 2 years. And compared with the before pandemic. Okay. It's outpaced because wages are actually going up, but the inflation spike the inflation spike was so high, wages are just starting to somewhat come up. While inflation is not going as high, inflation isn't as crazy as it was. The whole tenure, wages were lower than inflation. Okay. Whether healthcare costs were lower overall is a tricky question, because the greater variation from family to family and person to person is not just prescription drugs. Healthcare is not only prescription drugs. That's what they're not telling you the truth on. Okay. It says, however, the U.S. healthcare expenditure as a percentage of gross domestic product peaked during the pandemic in 2020 and since fallen roughly to pre-pandemic levels. This represented the biggest substantive decline in decades, but that was only due to the pandemic. Okay, these are the receipts. We got to know these. Now it says, this is when Bernie Sanders was saying unemployment was soaring when Biden Harris took office in January 2021. Mostly false. It says Sanders overstated the employment situation when Biden and Harris were inaugurated. In April 2020, at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, the unemployment rate surged to 14.8% as millions of Americans lost their jobs. But by the time Biden took office in January 2021, the rate had fallen to 6.4% and continued to fall that year. So it wasn't soaring any longer, though the rate was still high. I mean, that 6.4 is still high. The rate was still high by historical standards. It was lower, 6.4, for about 6 years pre-pandemic. Okay. July's unemployment rate is 4.3. Okay, so all of that Biden, it was crazy high. That's why, because it was crazy high. And not really. Not really. No, that's really not the truth. Okay. Now, Project 2025. Then you had Pennsylvania State Representative Malcolm Kenyatta, and saying on page 587 of Project 2025 would cut overtime pay for hardworking Americans. That's half true. Labor laws, and first off, Project 2025 is not Biden's plan. It's Agenda 47, but we're looking into this. It says labor laws experts have told PolitiFacts, this is where this has come from, PolitiFacts, that the Project 2025 plan would not eliminate overtime pay, but some workers could lose overtime protections if the plan's proposal were enacted. It's hard to say how many. It would depend on what's enacted. So it really depends. So it really would. They embellish Project 2025 to make it seem like it's the doom of America, but it's not. The document proposes that the Labor Department maintain an overtime threshold, quote, that does not punish businesses in lower cost regions. The Southeast United States, this threshold is the amount of money. Excuse me, I'm going really. This threshold is the amount of money executive administration or professional employees need to make for an employer to exempt them from overtime pay under the Fair Labor Standards Act. So we're good, because Project 2025 is not even really his plan. So this is what they're talking about. Trump's proposal shutting down the Department of Education. Well, the same education, the way y'all was running the administration, y'all was shutting down public education. Look at all these schools in Chicago. The way y'all was running, not just Chicago, Detroit, the way y'all was running it, y'all was already shutting down schools. Y'all was already shutting down schools. And I just wanted to get to some of the stuff. Yeah, y'all was lying about that stuff, which is why you see a lot of people, a lot of black people, like, you know what, man, all of this Biden stuff, and I'm not really for it. A lot of the grassroots, what the streets is saying, the streets ain't really for the whole Biden thing no more. Let's be honest. Streets ain't
election.
doing that.
I'm going for Trump.
Hold on. I'm going to show you this. Don Lemon was out there doing interviews. I'm going to get to y'all super chats in just a second. Don Lemon, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines and I'm going to ask y'all what y'all had to say about it. Don Lemon was out there doing interviews with the public to see what they had to say about it. This is what the public had to say.
How are you feeling about the election?
I'm going for Trump. I feel like every time they don't want somebody who is good for us to win, they throw somebody black in our face thinking that's going to like make us vote for the black person.
I voted for Obama because he was black. I don't want to vote for her because she's the first black woman to run for president or to win.
I don't vote.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I'm sorry. I want Donald
Why
Trump.
do you apologize?
Well, I know nobody likes him, but we had good times with Donald Trump.
I'm running for Trump, so
You are?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, why?
Yeah. I don't know. I just always been a fan of his, so that's what I'm running for.
I used to be against Trump. I used to live in Virginia. I saw the bad side of it, but really moving to Cleveland, but I saw the other side of it.
I'm supporting Trump.
Because?
Because it has to change.
Yeah.
It has to change. And now I vote more for what fits me better as a person, rather than voting for the black person or voting for the first woman. So
What do you think about Kamala Harris?
I think they say she phony and fake. You know what I'm saying? So like Trump saying, what are you? So I'm not feeling her. People get mad about it. I'm just not feeling her.
I don't like her the way she speaks, the giddiness, the laughing. Everything's a joke, and it's not a joke. We're in trouble.
I'm going for Trump. Kamala was on Biden's team, and I don't like Biden. Gas wasn't this high when Trump was our president. Food wasn't this high. I'm going for Trump.
Oh, okay. And I'm not saying I'm a Trump supporter at all. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But I'm saying that just notice that. That's very interesting. Hold on. I'm setting up the phone lines right now. Okay. Now I want to ask y'all. Let me put this up here real quick. Hold on. Let me put this up here real quick. The call line, the number is where is it? Bam, right here, y'all. The number y'all want to call in, y'all call in. The number is 949-381-0044. That's 949-381-0044. Let me know, what do y'all do y'all not feel ignored by the DNC? Do y'all not feel condescended to by the DNC? Because Michelle Obama's making fun of black jobs now. Now she's not only is she not advocating for us, Michelle is actually making fun of black jobs. I don't know how much longer we gonna keep this open, because last time we did it and it was like we was on a call thing for like hours. We were like at least 1 hour, I want to say. At least about my bad. At least about 1 hour. So I want to know what do y'all feel about this? We had a good number of people in the chat room. My thing is this, and like I'm saying, a lot of people saying we're doomed because they ignored us. No, we're not. Before we get to the calls, we're not. And the reason why we are not is because of the fact that as you're seeing the community, they can talk about 40,000, 50,000 people went on the Zoom call and they were supporting Harris, and it's black men for Harris, and it's black women for Harris, and it's white dudes for Harris, and it's Republican, it's all of these factions for Harris and all these millions of people. But when you're on the street and you're asking people, hey, what do you think about Kamala Harris? What do you think about Kamala? What do you think about the Democratic Party? Oh, it's a no. And it's not just a no for that. It's a no for the whole Democratic Party. Ain't nobody feeling the Democratic Party. Nobody's feeling the Democratic Party right now. Let me see. Make sure I got the number up and everything. Yeah, nobody's feeling that. Nobody's feeling that. Now, I'm not going to keep... actually, hold on. Because I did say I was going to address this real quick. I did say I was going to address the super chats real quick. So before we really, really get started. But so y'all know, the number is 949-381-0044. That's 949-381-0044. All right. Let me get to some of the super chats. DSB, he keeps sending super chats saying shucking and jiving fool. He was talking about the Steve Harvey. Another one. We survive Obamacare. Trayvon Martin. Obama cast. Obama. I think that's I can't really see that. We and this has come from the 13%. Trayvon Martin, Mike, that's true. Sandra, Eric, Rakia, Philando, etc. That's all true. The Kamala cost, that's I like that. Kamala cost, Obama cost, I like that. Will be as bad, if not worse, for nothing. We're not going to get anything. We absolutely not going to get anything out of this vote. We're not going to get anything. If they're not going to guarantee us anything before the next election, before November, we can completely forget about them giving us an alley, which is why I said what I said before. Which is why I said that before. That needs to be our stance. We ain't going to help them get in, and then next thing you know, expect something from them later. This comes from Vampire Hunter, says D.L. Hughley is the epitome of Negro ignorance. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much for that. Shout out to our good brother Cyberdyne for the Cash App. Let me see. I think it was Cyberdyne's Cash App. Let me see real quick. Whose Cash App was that? Okay. Shout out to let me see. Trey $2. Shout out to Trey $2 for the Cash App. Shout out to and Cyberdyne. Shout out to Cyberdyne for y'all Cash Apps. We're not gonna keep the phone open. The phone open seems a little light this evening. That's fine. That's fine. I think we can wrap this up. Yeah, we can pretty much wrap this up. I want to get at least a good couple of call-ins. I want to get at least a good couple of call-ins before we wrap these things up. Oh, and the abortion thing. That's another. As far as the abortion thing, let me see if I can bring something up. That's never been one of our biggest issues. Let me see, because some people keep coming up and dropping off. I'm not sure if we're having like issues or anything like that. I'm not sure if we're having like technical issues. We shouldn't be, because somebody keeps coming up and then dropping off, coming up and dropping off. So we might be having some type of technical problems, possibly. I'm gonna have to check up on that in a little bit. What's going on with that? What's going on with that? Okay. Oh, that's weird. Having some type of issue. As I'm working on that, you guys can still try to call in. Call in. The number is 9493-810044. But irregardless of that, let me see. Let me see. And then you have, of course, you have the dominant society, and this is something I also. Okay, I think I just fixed the call thing. So let's see what's going on now. Caller from area code 412. You're on live. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Hi, Alpha. My name is Renee. How are you?
Renee, I'm good. Where you
I'm
calling
sorry,
from?
Afro. Oh gosh, I get you guys. I apologize. I listen to both of you guys. You're Afro. I apologize. I'm
It's
my
fine. It's
young
fine.
man. I apologize.
You're fine. You're fine.
I'm calling from Tennessee, from Pennsylvania, but I live in Tennessee now. I'm actually calling in regards of, I like your commentary tonight. I follow you. I see what was going on. I'm older than you guys. I've seen it. I worked for a campaign years ago. I worked for the Obama campaign a long time ago out there. I was just out there supporting him in 2008. or one of those volunteers, or you're volunteering in Pennsylvania, and we were handing out flyers and everything for him. And I know when all that stuff with him happened with Reverend Wright and all that, he told the campaign told us not to go into certain areas because they wanted their white white people to hand out the flyers to the white folks. So I see what was actually going on last night, and I see it was just a big old game. They're still playing the same old, same old. Nothing's changed. They're still doing the same things.
Yeah, that's true. It's a game. You're absolutely
It is
right.
a game.
It's a game. This whole thing, this was supposed to make this was their big hoorah, supposed to make the Democrats look really good. So they made this a party. This whole thing was a big party, and a lot of people are really not in a party mood right now. See, you can be in a party mood when everything's going well. That's the problem. When everything's going well, when people are eating well, when gas is low, when wages are high and everybody's doing well, you can be everybody kind of null to sleep. When people are struggling to keep the bills paid, when people are struggling to put food on the table, when people are struggling to battle inflation, folks aren't in a party mood. When people are scared now of all of these immigrant criminals that you're bringing over here illegally, people are not really in a partying mood. So when you try to throw this party, it doesn't have the effect you want it to have, because folks, the average everyday black man and black woman ain't really in no partying mood. We're not in a mood to be disrespected by saying that we're less American.
And you know what? The thing is, I love you. I love you. I'm a 52-year-old woman, soon be 53-year-old woman. I'll rock with you. I thought I was the only one that thought this way for about, let's say, 15, 18 years. I thought I was the only one that thought this way about this party. I said, I stopped voting in 2008. That was my last time I cast a vote. And that was for Barack Obama. I never went back. Never went back to vote for anybody because I know how they play the game. I said, nope, I'm not doing it. And I respect these young ones coming out. I respect you for being one who you are, to making sure we have to push this more. Because I know they're coming after a lot of y'all. I have a feeling this is what's happening because we're pushing forward. The celebrities are pushing more against us. I don't know what that's about, but we see it. And we're woke. We're not asleep. We're woke. We know what they're doing. We know what they're doing. But I want to thank you, my love, and you take care and you keep fighting, okay?
Thank you, sister. I appreciate your support. I really do. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right. I appreciate it. Like I said, we're not going to keep the phone. I think we had a technical issue, but we solved that. So, and we're not going to keep the phone open too long tonight, this evening. We're not really going to do that. Shout out to her. Caller from area code 612. You are on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Afro, this is Cicely. I am calling from Minnesota.
How you doing, sister? What's on your mind?
Hey, thank you for everything that you do. We appreciate you. So what gets me is Barack Obama's speech. It was kind of annoying. So if you look at what they're saying and what they're doing is two different things. So sorry, It got me a little bit emotional, a little bit thinking about it. So I'm from Minnesota. Well, I live in Minnesota. I'm not from here, but anyway, we had Amir Locke, Winston Smith, Dante Wright, George Floyd, and Amir Locke was asleep, and then you had Dante Wright. Nobody talks about Winston Smith. It was a big protest. It was kind of like a mini George Floyd kind of deal here. It was bad, okay? And no one talks about that. Then you have Kamala's record, right? And then it's like, so who exactly do we have that they actually presented to us as saying, hey, we understand what you guys are asking for. You're not asking for a lot. You know what I mean? And they're all just telling us, no, we're not going to do anything for you. In fact, we're not even going to address your concerns, address what you're talking about. But then in the same breath, there's no fear for their life when you have illegals kicking in the windows of police cars. They're beating up police officers on the street. No one's afraid of it. No one's concerned. The police are just, they're not reaching for weapons. They're not doing anything. So it's like, how much of this do we have to see before they say, you know what, we need to do something for our foundational Black Americans? You know what I mean? Or are they just going to continue to play in our face and then demand our vote while they parade their, you know, run-of-the-mill bootlicks in our face to tell us we need to vote for them? Vote for what? What are we voting for? You doubled down by picking Walsh as your VP. Like, what do you want me to vote for? I'm not voting for you. Don't ask. I'm not doing it. And I wish everyone knew what they were about. Like, this is ridiculous. They should have never brought that to us. And then they're telling us this is the party for us. How? Based on what? Like, based on what? You know what I mean? So I really appreciate people like you for being here and having your platform and doing this every week. I tune in. I appreciate you because this got to stop.
You're absolutely
it's got to stop. Something. I just don't know how to feel. Like, I kind of feel like, I don't know. Like, it kind of made me feel kind of messed up. Like, everybody they presented, I think they just kind of spent their whole time dog whistling. It was like, do you realize we have a deciding vote here? We're pretty much the tiebreaker. When we come out, you win. So you don't think you need to do anything for our vote? You just are entitled to it? You know? Like, how do you feel you're just entitled to the vote? You know? Like, what is this? Like, come on. Y'all have treated us like, I don't even know, like, how to even describe what they treated us like. Like, we built this country. Like, how many years do we have to continue to wait and watch y'all do everything for another group that you told us we couldn't get? Remember with the illegals, now they don't care what their criminal background is. They're getting a blank slate with their credit. They're helping them out. And all those programs they're mentioning, like the house, you know, the $25,000, that totally looks like that's going to be for illegals.
Yeah.
Like, what are we getting? What are we getting? Why should I vote for them to get some money? Why should I do that? I seen how much money she gave to Asian businesses. I saw that. I was sitting here watching. I watched Chicago citizens beg the city, you know, Johnson begged, asked, please stop doing this to us. They went to every meeting. They ignored them. It barely made mainstream news. You know where we've seen it? On the internet from people like you. That's where we saw it. That's how we knew how bad it was for our Black brothers and sisters in Chicago, our foundational Black American brothers and sisters. We found out on YouTube, on TikTok, on Twitter. Not the news. They ignored them. They didn't care. Took schools that they told they didn't have money to open up. All of a sudden, millions just falling out the sky. Where's our reparations at? When is it our turn? I'm not voting for them. I'm never voting for the Democrats again. In fact, I think they need a few election cycles to lose so they can say, you know what? Black people are not playing with us. We're going to either have to come with tangibles or they're not going to vote for us. And I'm telling you now, Kamala can't promise us nothing. She can't promise us nothing. You already in there. Cut the check now and we'll talk about it. Just give me a promise check. What they do? Like, oh, I need a deposit. Cut me a check and then we'll talk about what you plan to do for me. Don't promise me nothing. You already in there. Do it now. Do it now. Do something for Sanya Masi since you want us to believe you care. We've seen what you did in California, but do something for Sanya Masi. Do that now. I apologize for mispronouncing her name, but do something for her now. Show us you care. You're a Black woman. And then you wonder why we question whether or not you're Black. If you're a Black woman, that would immediately piss you off. Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, child care prices. You're a woman. Child care prices. I know Black men care about that too, but we're talking about women. This is maternal things like, oh, we got to make sure the kids got somewhere safe to go while mine go to work. With the, inflation up there. So maybe if we make sure they can have, child care, they can go to work. Maybe we'll need all these illegals to come in here and make up stories like they want to work. But you're giving them everything for free, so why they going to go to work? And if you're really claiming you need people so bad, why are you doing vasectomies and abortions at the DNC convention? If you need people, you're bringing in illegals, and then the citizens you're telling come here and get an abortion and a vasectomy. Why are you doing that right there in a bus? What are you doing? What are you doing? You think that's right? Even if somebody for abortions, you think that's okay? Like that is horrible. And they just keep doing stuff. Man, they are making a mockery of everything we have asked for. It got to stop. We're not voting for the Democrats. Anybody who vote for them, go ahead. But at this point, your black card under review if you vote for the Democrats. Period.
I agree. And I said this before. Hey, all of the black people at this late date who sitting up there trying to check them, not only vote for them, but check us when it comes to us not wanting to vote for them. All of them need to be checked. Oh, we need to circle our wagons on a lot of people, even the people in our communities. Oh, yeah, you need to, because what they'll do is they'll tell you not pro-black. They'll tell you because you don't want to vote for the first black woman president that you're not pro-black. That's what they'll tell you. They'll shame you. They'll say your ancestors died for you to vote, and this the first black woman president, and you don't want to vote for her. Shame. They'll shame you for that. Oh, so yeah, we're gonna have to do a whole lot of cleaning when it comes to our community. We're gonna have to get the trim the fat off the meat, so to speak. That's what we're gonna have to do.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. Because tell me something. What black woman cleaning greens in the tub, and who you know that's black eat them? Who? We don't play that. We will turn off your video if you tell us you didn't watch the chicken. Where black people don't do stuff like that. And then she made that one comment. Be woke, more work, woker. Like, excuse me, ma'am, you already off code right there. You don't even know how to say it. You don't even know what it means. Because if you knew what it means, you wouldn't even have to say it. Why are you even talking like that? Like, man, please. She ain't even black. I don't care.
She's not.
Her black card under review.
She's not.
She not.
And all of the ones caping for all of them, Roland Martin, DL Hughley, Steve Harvey, all they black cards in review too, because they got some really shady little secrets in they history as well too that needs to be discussed. I'm gonna let you get the last word.
Don't. All right, and I'm gonna say it like this: we just have to start taking a look at all of these people that's ratting for them, and I'm gonna just say it just like this, and I'm gonna land my plane here. Name one thing the Congressional Black Caucus is fighting for you right now today, or the NAACP. And I'm out.
Yeah. You think that and thank you very much. That's a good sister Cicely from Minnesota. You think that the Black Caucus, which they're about to have some type of big meeting in September, next month, a few weeks from now, about to have some type of big meeting. You think that they be the main ones pushing reparations, even HR 40, which they're not even pushing. Shout out to her. Caller from area code 202. You are on live. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Gene from DC. How you doing, brother?
Brother, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry I came in a bit late, but you know, I must give you your flowers for always standing on business for the community. But I really want to address the sister that just got off. Sister, this isn't a sprint. This is a marathon, is what I was told from a wise man. So let that emotions that you're carrying that just drive you just so insane, let that be the drive of your focus to keep you with the understanding that this won't be a short thing. Don't give up. Understand you frustrated, sister, but that's their whole game plan, to frustrate us so much, to put into our head that this will never be accomplished. We're never going to get reparations. We're never going to get what we desire. We're never going to get what's owed to us. That's all their game plan is. They don't have nothing new in the book. So just allow that emotion that you're carrying to be the strength that also leads you into the right direction or keep you in the right direction. I don't know how to say it better than my brother, Professor Truth, said it. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Just stay on focus, love. That's all. And Afro, brother, I appreciate you. I really do.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate you. You are a great supporter, brother. You're a great rider. Shout out to our good brother Gene, y'all. Let's give the clap emoji. Let's give the applause emoji for our good brother Gene. He was a huge, phenomenal help in DC. Can everybody in the chat room give the applause like this, like the clap emoji in the chat room, real quick? Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate your support. I really do.
No, all the time. I'm always support. That's what I'm here for. We are family. It's not, as I said, no one of us can do it. We all got to be in for it. We all got to be willing to do whatever it takes. Let's just get the whole thing of we're so defeated or we don't know what else to do. Get that out of our head. What we're doing is what we're supposed to be doing. Staying focused and getting the damn job done. They can only ignore us for as long as that they're doing it. That's precisely why they're getting even more confused with ways with coming up with ways to even keep us on the back burner because we're working so damn hard to keep them focused on us. Let them bring in all the minorities. Well, I'm not saying let them, but they can try to bring in all the minorities that they want, all the immigrants that want, any damn body they desire to bring in. That only proves that what we are doing is working, that they got to bring a whole bunch of damn plants from all over the planet to come in to build their garden when everything we build is already here. Our garden is already here. Don't give up. I'm going to land my plane, brother.
Yep. Thank you, brother. That's a good point. The fact that I want you guys to understand, there was a huge rumor going around that Beyonce was going to be at the DNC. It's a huge rumor that Beyonce was going to be at the DNC, didn't show up. I want you to understand how much progress that shows that we've made. When Obama was running, he didn't need a bunch of black celebrities to help him. Just Obama being the first black president, that was enough. The fact that they need a Megan Thee Stallion, the fact that they need Quavo, the fact that they need Beyonce, all of the fact that they need Stevie Wonder, the fact that they need what's another one? Another celebrity. The fact that they need Steve Harvey, the fact that they need DL Hughley, Ricky Smiley, the fact that they need them, Obama didn't need them, but Kamala does. That shows you the weakness of the party, because if the party was strong, they wouldn't need none of them. Caller from area code 714, you're on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
How's it going, brother? Brother Hurt from Los Angeles, California.
Brother Hurt, what's on your mind?
Yes, sir, brother. Again, I got to remind the sisters, the brothers, that we're dealing with a woman that is Kamala Harris, dealing with a woman that cares nothing about FBA people. I'm sure we're aware of her history. And if you're not, you should read up and do your research on her. But most of all, what I want to say is that what I'm a little shocked and appalled by is foundational Black Americans contributing to our own demise. We are a people that have suffered greatly. We are a people that have paid our dues. We've built this country. We are definitely the founders of this nation. We're the ones that braved the wilderness, fought other Native American elements, and fought wars for the Day of Independence, for independence in this country. The War of Independence, the Civil War, and the many wars that happened after. We were called to duty to respond and defend this nation.
Mm-hmm.
We've never hesitated. We've never faltered. We've been 100% forward and put our best foot forward and develop this country I think you mentioned Christmas antics. It wasn't just Christmas antics. There was a brother by the name of Salem Poor who was a sniper in the War of Independence. And he shot and killed, I think it was Major General, one of Major Generals Cornwallis, General Cornwallis's major lieutenants. And that actually won the war.
Okay.
That was actually the shot that was heard around the world, you know, based on what there's another, say, shot around the world that they put forward, but actually it was this foundational American brother by the name of Salem Poor. And there were many other historical great black figures of the War of Independence. So we've been here from the beginning. There were Black Americans. There were Black Americans, Black Native Americans, Black Americans that were here ever since the late 1500s. There was a great book by Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. May the brother rest in peace. He actually wrote the book They Came Before Columbus. So we've been here since day one. And Michelle Obama and Barack Obama should be tarred, feathered, and ran out of town, brother. I got to say that again. Tarred and feathered and ran out of town. Black Americans, foundational Black Americans that betray their legacy, betray their lineage, should be tarred, feathered, and ran out of town. You know, it's just embarrassing. It's appalling. It's you know, it really cuts deep. And you know, I just hope that we as a people learn, and that we don't. I'm not going to say not vote, but I'll just say, you know, make a strong decision to send a message to these people, because they're destroying our legacy. You know, anytime a foundational Black woman like Michelle Obama said, you know, gets up and addresses a crowd and says that, you know, no one has the right to be claimed. No one has the right to claim to be an American.
Yeah.
Come again?
No one has a monopoly.
That's a monopoly on American. Yeah. Yeah. That's just, you know, that's just horrible. You know, it's ridiculous for her to even make such a wicked comment like that. You know, that's just basically that smacks. You know, it's just a great slap in the face, man. So,
I agree, and I know you mean when
brother.
you say charred, tethered, and all. You mean that in a non-violent sense. Just to specify for.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, it's a saying. It's a saying that they should be humiliated. You know, in a sense, not that actually happened, but that's an expression, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Just clearing. You know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have the last word, though.
Well, you know, I hope that my foundational Black American brothers and sisters make a wise choice and decide not to make Mrs. Harris's dream come true, because her dream is her dream, and she's the most vain human being on planet Earth. It's not about us. It's all about her.
Yeah.
She cares nothing, absolutely nothing. And anytime she basically equates our struggle, when she did with the little antics that she did with the as far as bringing our struggle together with other immigrants, say, about the Freedmen's Bureau. I mean, that was just, that was very disheartening. That really rubbed me the wrong way, because we know what happened with the Freedmen's Bank. We were actually robbed. They took that money from us, and she's going to equate the immigrants' struggle. The immigrants were never robbed. These people came over here willingly. They accepted whatever, adversities, hardships, or whatever that they encountered when they came over here willingly. And that's that. I'm gonna land my plane there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You can't complain when you volunteered, sometimes broke the law to get here. You can't complain. Shout out to you. Thank you very much, Brother Hark. Thank you.
Okay, brother. Peace.
All right. Caller from area code 336. You're on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, my name is Alicia. I'm calling from Dallas.
What's on your
I didn't really want to talk necessarily about the election. I wanted to talk in general. And I'm going to take it back a little bit. So y'all bear with me, okay? Because I got a lot to say, and I can't say it to a lot of people because people look at me like I'm crazy. I have a lot of people in my life that are Democrat people. I mean, they just are, and they can't see anything other than that. But I have always had a dream ever since I was younger. I have always wanted to help people. That was my dream growing up as a kid, helping people, helping the world. As I've grown older, I've realized the world needs help, yes, but Black Americans need my help. Black Americans need help. I'm here in America. You can't have a big idea. You have to start small. I've prayed to the gods, I've prayed to the universe for millions of dollars. Just give me the money. Give me the money, and I will change everything. I will build homeless shelters. I will build, drug rehab facilities. I will help, homeless Black people. I've always wanted to do this, and I will do it. I'm not a millionaire now. I live paycheck to paycheck, just like a lot of us do. I have to smile in the other people's faces just so I can get my paycheck. But I'm telling you, once I get the opportunity to organize and to actually get this thing going, it's over. And I need for people to understand that even though, we have people out in the spotlight, like we have you out in the spotlight, we have Black Alpha in the spotlight, we have Tariq Nasheed in the spotlight, we have people in the spotlight. But we do also have people in the darkness. I'm one of the people in the darkness. I'm one of the normal people that go to the grocery store, go to work, don't make no fuss. But best believe as soon as I get that opportunity to do something to better the Black community, it will get done. So I just want people to not give up. It's hard. I know it's hard. I live it. It's hard. But we cannot give up. We got to remember what we're fighting for. We got to remember our ancestors. We got to remember our children. We got to remember our grandchildren. We have to fight regardless of what it is. We have to fight for a better future. Like I said, as soon as I get this $1 million,
when we get that money,
as soon as I get,
it's going to be a big deal.
Whatever I need. Huh?
I said, when we get this money, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to change our lives for the better. It really is. And I fully agree with you. I'm going to let you get the last word. You got it.
Right. Well, that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to, let people know, don't give up. Do not give up. And don't just believe it's one or two or three people working on it. No. It's a whole movement going on out there. Okay. And once we organize, once we get it together, it will get done. So everybody just stay positive. You know, everybody just do what you could do on a daily basis. You know, help your fellow Black person whenever you can, $1 or $2, you know, whatever you can do. But just stay positive. So
Absolutely.
that's all I wanted to say.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you very much. Absolutely.
So thanks for your time.
Alive. Thank you. We got to keep the fight going, y'all. We got to keep the fight going. Caller from area code 773. You are on live. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Brother Afro Lee, what's up?
How you doing, sister? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm Delilah. I'm from Chicago, born and raised, brother. I watched your reparations rally the other day. You did an amazing job.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I did what I could. But I made sure I represented the community as best as I
stay
could.
boots on the ground, brother. I love that about you. You and what's my brother? Black Alpha Network. I look at him all the time too, every Tuesday.
Oh yeah, shout out to Black Alpha. I mean, these are definitely boots on the ground, getting that work in for real, getting that work done.
Absolutely. So I wanted to start with, I'm kind of nervous because I ain't never spoke on the phone like this before, but I always think about the brother, what's his name, Steve Coakley?
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying his name right?
Yeah.
He always told us, and I need people to do their research on this brother because he always been telling us who the Boule is, who the people is from when it first started. You know what I'm saying? There's been plots and plans on us for centuries. You know, this ain't like this just started. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, things that have been planned for us to fail. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying this whole new spiritual change because this is a spiritual warfare that we're going through right now. And I'm telling you, when I'm seeing a massive Black Americans changing, FBA's changing, ADOS, whoever you want to call yourself, even those that call themselves Indians who have did their research and found out who their lineage belongs to. You get what I'm saying? We're growing and we're getting stronger and stronger. And it ain't nothing they're going to be able to do about this. I don't even want to put these people's name in my mouth, brother Afro. I don't want to put these people's name in my mouth because they are relevant to this fight. We're fighting and we're fighting like never before, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing a massive change. I'm seeing the positivity. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people are getting paid to do what they're doing. And I'm saying the people that look like us, and then we got some that look like us that's not us. You know what I'm saying? We know that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I just wanted to, you know, just say that, you know, I'm just on something positive to tell my people. We gonna make it. We gonna get them reparations, believe that.
Yes, indeed. You're absolutely
we gonna get what's coming to us. And that's no doubt. You gotta believe it's in the universe, it's in the stars, it's in the cosmos, brother. We winning out here, and you can see that we're winning. Everybody is quoting what we're saying. You seen the Ann, what's her name? Ann Collier. She's talking about FBA, give FBA. I'm like, what? They paying attention to us, brother.
Yep.
It's a lot of people, and I'm talking about people in higher places that's paying attention to us. So believe when I tell you, we are winning. And I just want my people to know that. Just have faith. Be strong. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we going through some, you know, here nor there. But these people, they not for us. We know that. But at the same time, we're going to keep this fight going. And it's just going to be a better place for us. And I rest my case.
Thank you. See, that's that Chicago energy right there. Thank you. And you're right. We gotta, you know, it gets hard sometimes. It does. It gets hard, but you know, you got to keep that energy, got to keep that spirit in that
Absolutely.
perseverance alive, that hopefulness alive. Not talking about Obama hope. I'm talking about the
Absolutely.
FBA hope.
Absolutely. And I have children, Brother Afro, so I have to be positive and strong for them because we're fighting for the children. We can't just be thinking about us because when we have kids, it ain't about us. It's about them.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
So we gonna fight this fight, brother. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. Believe that.
Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you for your call. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. You have a wonderful night.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
Bye.
All right. Caller from area code 470. You are on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Montgomery, and I'm calling from Georgia.
Montgomery from Georgia. What's on your mind?
Okay, yes. Thank you for having this call-in forum on your platform. I really do appreciate this. And I want the women to listen to me, please. This is very, very, very important, what I'm about to say. The agenda is for the trans to replace biological women, and what they're planning on doing is doing it through federal law. If it's federalized, state law cannot intervene. So nothing that any biological woman would be able to do would be able to undo what will be done. That is their plan. Obama was brought in to usher this in, to initiate it in from the start. And now they are ushering Kamala in to finish the job. So that's what the deal is. And I want women to wake up and understand. You are going to be replaced. It's coming. If you allow this lady to get in there, I'm telling you, I see the handwriting is on the wall. And remember, they just tried to add to Title IX, which is the protection for biological women. And what they wanted to do, but the courts recently stopped them. I'm sorry.
I didn't say nothing.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. The courts recently stopped them, I think maybe week before last or something. I think the court recently stopped the Title IX what Biden and Harris had implemented. And this would have given boys permission to go into women's bathrooms, in their locker rooms, and play in their sports and everything. Women just don't know how dangerous this is. I want women to please, I'm pleading with them to wake up and listen and understand what is going on. I'm a baby boomer. I'm from the old school, but I woke up. And plus, I'm part of that lifestyle, but I don't claim that. And so I just want them to understand this is so dangerous.
Yeah.
This is so dangerous. And I also want to say, I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
I just said, yeah. I was just saying, yeah.
Okay. You're talking, but I cannot hear anything you've been saying. So am I okay on your end?
No, I can hear you. I haven't really been saying anything. I just said, yeah, this one time.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna finish in a second. But I just want to say this. I know women don't understand. I know I understand they don't get it. But you all, your livelihood, your spaces, everything is in jeopardy. You're in danger. You better wake up and realize what's going on. It's coming down the pipeline because let me repeat. If she gets the House and the Senate, if they get the House and the Senate, it's definitely codified into law. Okay? Now, but she can also issue an executive order that can do this. And And like I said, state law, no state will be able to challenge it because it will be federal law. Also, I also want to mention one of the young ladies said something about putting money together. And I think that if we had a bank that we could everybody could pitch in and just put money into that, so we would have an economic base to fight with. And I think that right there would give us more leverage than what we have now, because we don't have anything to fight with. And I think that I don't know how it would be implemented. I don't know who could do it. All I'm saying is I think this would be a start of something that could happen, that people, if we as Black people, whoever you want to pitch in and contribute to that monetary fund every time we get paid or every time you get your monthly stipend or whatever, I think that right there, and we get millions and millions upon millions of dollars. And I think that can be something that would give us to be able to bargain with. And so I just also want to say that. And I also want to say, I wonder, could we mount a class action lawsuit against the states that are giving these illegals all of this free money and free housing, free medical care, but the citizens are not allowed to get that like that? Maybe I want to throw that out there for food for thought. That maybe we could mount a class action lawsuits and challenge the states that's giving all this free stuff to these people. This is being purposely done. I want everybody to listen. This is being purposely done to definitely hurt us. It's been everything you see happening. Make no mistake about it, sir. It is purposely being done. And also, I think it is critical. I think it is critical that we don't feel bad about not voting. Do not feel bad about not voting. Do not feel bad about if you have another candidate that you want to vote for. And do not feel bad if family members are not rocking with you, if friends are not rocking with you. And in the celebrities, forget about the celebrities. Do not entertain them anymore. Do not listen to Ricky Smiley. Do not listen to Steve Harvey. Do not listen to D.L. Hughley. Cut off their money. Cut off the listenership. Cut it off. That way, they'll know the next time that when you come up against us, you will not last.
I agree. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that, man. Audience need to.
All right.
You spill some ideas that we need to really think about. Thank you very much. I appreciate your call.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a good one. Caller from area code. After this, we're gonna get to the last caller. Caller from area code 251. You're on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, this is Thomas from Atmore, Alabama, and I have to agree 100% with the last caller. He has some excellent points. But I'm very angry over this immigration system that we've had. I'm 62 years old. I've been following the open borders and illegal alien invasion for about 45 years now, and I've seen our government give them all kinds of benefits. They made it in when I was in junior high school, so you had to educate them. And I just thought how insane it was back in 1976 that they had to educate people who should not even be in the country. And now they've taken it way over the line and given them all kinds of free stuff and free money and benefits as citizens. That's the thing that gets me. Citizens don't get that. Black citizens don't get it. And I don't hear any hoopla. I don't hear anybody upset. I don't see anybody batting an eye. But when you talk about reparations, everybody gets angry. Oh, it's too divisive. Oh, it won't work. All this stuff. And it's just sickening. And I always say that to them. Why aren't you guys upset about all these illegals who don't even have a right to be in the country getting all this money? Why are you upset with us?
You make a good deal. And yeah, I fully agree.
Oh, and one more point. Oh, yes, sir. And one more point, if you don't mind. I've been watching our black politicians for about 45 to 50 years. And I've seen the Bradford Burks and Maxine Waters and This new guy in Georgia who just won a Senate seat. What was his name? He won over. I can't think of his name right now. But all these guys are sellouts. When they joined the Democrat Party, they have turned their back on the black community, and they are working for everybody else. The illegals, they're working for the LGBTQ. They're working to keep our gas prices high with the climate change and inflation high with the climate change bills. Nothing they're doing will benefit this country, and they're also helping to support Joe Biden's push for World War III with Russia. And I don't see why nobody's talking about that. I mean, we're in a dangerous situation, and nobody's bringing up these very important points.
Yeah. I mean, as far as World War III, we're closer to World War III with Biden than we were with Trump. And everybody was saying Trump is going to bring World War III, and we're closer now than we were with him. We're much closer.
Well, Trump knew how to negotiate. Biden, he just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. John F. Kennedy knew how to negotiate and not to make the Russians look bad. Biden has been trying to make Russia look bad, trying to embarrass them. I mean, this guy is an insane nut job, and I guess the whole political leadership must be right behind him, because I don't hear anybody saying, "Hey, maybe we should think about this." No, there's no adults in the room right now.
Yeah. Absolutely correct, brother. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care now.
You too. Thank you, brother. Appreciate your call. Caller from area code 424. You're on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Afro? This is Dominique. I'm from LA, from Los Angeles. How you doing tonight, brother?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
You good? That's good. I'm good, man. I just had a couple of things to say. I ain't gonna hold you too long. First of all, shout out to all the callers who made it on tonight. All of them had some pretty good points. I wanted to say something to, first of all, to the caller that called a few calls ago. I forgot her name, but she was talking about when she gets millions of dollars, she's going to help the black community. And then after that, I wanted to say something to all our people.
Mm-hmm.
So to the young lady who called, I don't remember her name. I don't know if you remember her name, but I want to say to that sister that she's a very sweet sister. Her heart is in the right place, and everything she said was cool. And I just want to add a little bit to it to let her know that you don't have to wait until you get millions of dollars.
Mm.
I don't know if she's on social media. I don't know if she's active on social media, but it's a lot all of us can do right now who are not rich like that. And in fact, the grassroots of people like us who are not rich is why we're gaining so much momentum right now in the first place. And I would like to say to her and other people like her and myself and whoever else is listening, use your social media.
Sure.
I don't know, don't get involved in all this frivolous, non-important stuff online. Take the message and amplify it. That's the way you can help. As our brother Black Truth always says, Professor Black Truth, Black empowerment only works because of you. So I would encourage her, if she doesn't have a YouTube channel, start one. Take the message that's already out there, amplify it. Do your research, support our people, put it on all your social media, Facebook, X, Instagram, blast it out. That's how we do it when we don't have any money. And in fact, that's how all of these people we admire now started. Tariq Nasheed, Professor Black Truth, all of them, they started that way. So we don't have to wait till we're enriched. So that's what I wanted to say to her. And shout out to her again. So the other thing I wanted to say to our people, and people, listen to me closely. I am a foundational Black American. I've always known it. My family has roots in the South, deep in the South, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, all that. And we have this thing that we have to break as Black people, and especially foundational Black Americans. We have to stop wanting people in power and people who sort of look like us to be attached to us. I heard a caller earlier say that Kamala Harris is a Black woman. She is not a Black woman. Her skin is light brown. But as the old saying goes, skin folk ain't necessarily kinfolk. And she shows it every day in her life. She's only ever admitted to being South Indian. That tells you something. Not only that, there's interviews out there with our brother Art over at Art of Dialogue, and also with our brother Kwame Brown, ex-basketball player for the Lakers, with Judge Joe Brown. He did an interview with both of them. Judge Joe Brown knows her father, and he broke it down about how her father openly said that his background is Irish, and half Indian. Her mother is 100% full Indian. That means that Kamala Harris is 3/4 Indian, East Indian, South Indian, Asian, and 1/4 Irish. Not only that, Donald Harris also admitted that his Irish ancestors owned slaves. So Kamala, and they owned, and her Indian ancestors on her mother's side owned slaves too, as well, I believe. So she is a direct descendant of slave owners, although they own these slaves in India. Okay? And we have to stop just because the word got out, the propaganda got out that her father is Jamaican. We all assume, well, not all of us, hopefully not a lot of people who listen to you and your type of content, but I'm just saying, the propaganda got out that her father was from Jamaica. Jamaica is a country. It's not a race. They have Chinese people there. They have all kinds of other races of people there as well, just like the United States. So that doesn't mean he's Black. So we have to get out of this wanting to be attached to people in power and people in high places. We have to understand people for who they are. And once they show you who they are, just believe them. So Kamala Harris has done nothing for our people except put us in tight spots, lock us up, do everything against us. We have to stop this madness. She is not Black. So, that's the message I wanted to get out to our people. We have to have enough confidence in ourselves and the people who are with us and have told us they're with us, that we don't need any of these people to be attached to us. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to land my plane, and I love each and every one of my people out there. And we're going to keep this game going. We're going to rock. I myself have social media, and I always share everything you guys do. All of you, Tariq, all of you guys. So yeah. So everybody have a good night.
Thank you. And I appreciate your call. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you. I want to say what he said is very correct. What he said is very correct. Sometimes people can't afford to donate. Sometimes people don't have a lot of money, and that's fine. A like goes a long way. A retweet goes a long way. You just watching the entire time, that goes a long way. Making sure you hit that subscribe button, that goes a long way. These are all free things. Leaving a comment, that's a big one, goes a long way. These are things that are very beneficial, very helpful, and for free. So just because you don't have any money does not mean that you cannot be very beneficial. So he's absolutely correct with that. Caller from area code 302. You're on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, just a shadow of New Sundown Town, Delaware.
I can't really hear you. Are you on like a Bluetooth or something?
Yeah, just a shadow. Hear me now?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah, just a
From
shadow
where?
from
From
New
where?
Sundown Town, Delaware.
Okay.
New Sundown Town, Delaware.
What's on your mind?
I want to throw out what's really going on in these towns. They got ops and bots all around trying to make sure that people stay suppressed to some extent from what's really going on when it comes to the truth itself. I'm gonna tell you on PukeTube right now, they got mods and bots that's doing extra things for everybody that's live streaming right now. I have to live stream on that channel right now, but at the same time, them dudes do certain things that mess everything up because in the long run, they notice B1s are accelerating when it comes to common sense and having righteousness when it comes to actually letting everybody know what's really real right now. And they're interfering on everything in progression. I don't even have a political channel, but at the same time, my channel is about me doing games and all that extra stuff. But for some reason, they see my avatar and all of a sudden they just do certain things to try to mess up my flow. But my main purpose on this one is just to let you know this channel is compromised. All these channels for B1 is compromised because they're doing what they're doing right now. They don't want us to get reparations or even talk about reparations or even get to that level to where we can actually have a bag and be on equal footing with them. They don't want that at all. And that's what they're doing to suppress us in the long run. You think about all that's been going down from back in the days to now, they're trying to bring back in the days to these days and keep it 100 right now. I mean, that's all I'm going to say right now on that one because I don't want to go too further because you know how dirty 12 be.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
true.
100 and that's real.
That's true. You think, thank you, brother. I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. When I made that big push last year to get to 10,000 subscribers, huge push. You think just based off of consistency, consistency, 2 live streams a week, every week, you think it wouldn't be that hard? I mean, I'm talking about doing this. I'm already also on top of doing spaces and being in the community. You wouldn't think it would be that difficult to get to 10,000, but it was. Because they do things to shadow ban and stifle the growth of your channel. So he's very correct with that. Last caller from area code 501. You're on live. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Buku calling from Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm one of your older callers. I'm really admiring what you young people are doing. Keep it up. Keep full speed ahead. I watched the Democratic Party play a lot of psychological games with people. And I've talked to a lot of older people, had a lot of altercations, not physical altercations, I would say verbal altercations with them in regards to Kamala Harris's record, Joe Biden's record, also with Donald Trump. I don't support either one of them. Trump has a little bit more, I would say, in his agenda that Kamala Harris doesn't have anything. But I just want y'all to keep the full speed ahead. I'm gonna keep it short, keep it going, keep the momentum going, and don't give up. Keep attacking. I'm out.
Thank you, brother. Hey, if that was a message for the whole broadcast, is don't give up. We got this. Just don't give up. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That'll wrap up the calls for this evening. We had some pretty good calls. We had some really good calls, actually. We had some actually really good calls, and I appreciate every single last one of the callers for calling in. Thank you so much. Make sure I just wrap this up in the show. We're not gonna give up, y'all. We're not gonna give up. And what we're doing is actually working. We are actually making progress. Despite what anybody might tell you, we're making a lot of progress. You're starting to see people, whether they admit they got it from us or not. Okay, you don't want to admit you got it from us, but that's not the point. Me being the biggest person with the biggest channel, with the biggest name and all of that stuff, that's not as important nearly as the message getting through. So when I did my rally, or not my rally, when I was in the Chicago rally and I said they're in office, do something now. They're in office, do something now. And then that starts to circulate on Twitter. They're in office, do something now. Now you're starting to see a lot of other people say, hey, do something now. They're in office now. Do something now. Now, are they going to say they heard it from me? Probably not. I don't really care, to be very honest with you. It's a bigger cause. They can say, and they might have heard it from somebody else. Somebody else might have said that before I said it. At the end of the day, does that matter? No, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the message. And the message is that something can be done now, and it should be done now. Does it matter where somebody heard the delineation argument from? No, it can be important. It's important to cite your source. It is, don't get me wrong. And it's important to give people their credit. That's important. But what's more important is the message behind that. And you're seeing the message start to really hit people in the chest, start to really resonate with people, and start to really get out there and spread. The critical mass has been reached now, and now we have a number of people that's starting to grow and is starting to educate people. Now the lies that they're telling people is not really sticking the way they want to. Before, the other sister, she was talking about how she's glad about the delineation movement. She's saying that the delineation movement is a good thing. And it is. It's a good thing. Now, years ago, probably her parents, her grandparents, they was all like, we are all from Africa, because that's what the belief was at the time. That's what the belief was at the time. We're all from Africa. Every single black person who's here is from Africa. We cat here on the slave ships, and we're all from Africa, and we don't love this country because we don't belong to this country. We belong to Africa. That's not the sentiment of today. That's not the ideology of today. That's not the idea of today, the belief of today. That's not within the older generation, and especially not within the younger ones. Right now, you can't really find, to be very honest with you, you really can't find a lot of black people who are saying we're not from here and we all need to go back to Africa. That's a small fringe group of people that used to be the majority. It used to be the majority, but now it's a small fringe group of people who are saying we don't belong here, we belong in Africa. Most of us are not saying that. So what I'm saying is, don't give up. If I can summarize what the callers were saying, that's what the callers were saying. Don't give up at all. Don't give up at all. If people are hating on you, that's okay, because people are going to do that. It's not okay, but people are going to do that. You just got to shrug it off and keep on pushing. Shrug that off and keep on pushing. I want to get to some of the, first off, shout out to Christopher for the Cash App. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate you. Let me get to the super chats. Which ones? I think I missed a few of them. Shout out to Viral Syndicate. Says, RFK, FBA, MAGA 2024, time for us to unite. Well, all right. Well, MAGA 2024, y'all just got to come through with the reparations, and we're going to have that conversation. We can't compromise on that now. We can't compromise on no black agenda now. Now, if we want to unite, I can unite under reparations. I sure can. I can unite with the MAGA. Y'all talking about some reparations and some black agenda, some tangibles. We can have that conversation right then and there. Shout out to you. Thank you. We're going to get to shout out to R Hill for the super chat. Appreciate R Hill for the super chat. Hold on, let me see something. Yeah. We got Ricky. Ricky says, Jamal True Love won a $13.1 million settlement. San Francisco spent 6 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit. Kamala Harris tried to keep him in prison. They don't want to talk about that though, and that's a good point. That is a good point. That the sister girl, the first black woman, that they don't want to talk about that, but that's very true. That's very, very true. And he needs to come up and he needs to be speaking on behalf of all of the other people who were falsely incarcerated under her time as district attorney and general state attorney. Yeah. And shout out to you for that. Thank you very much. Brother D-Dub 3000 says, B1 family, B1 to you. Appreciate you. And then Syndicate, again, Viral Syndicate says, Couch 2024 is the best case scenario for the Democrats. FBA unite with MAGA RFK. Well, RFK just dropped out, if you didn't know that. What RFK and RFK, that's not Robert. Hold on. What RFK? What when you say RFK? Let me just make sure we're talking about the same thing. Let me see. Yeah, RFK just dropped out. I just got to make sure my facts are straight. He just dropped out and endorsed Trump. If y'all didn't know that, like that just happened. As far as the Trump thing goes, like I said, we can unite with these reparations though. Now y'all got to come on, MAGA. If y'all want to win, this how you win. If y'all want to win, this how you do it. Is the RFK movement to make the Dems pay for their treason against America. They need to. Y'all just got to come through with the tangibles. And then we're going to have that conversation. Our good sister Stephanie says, we can't allow these Democrat shields to distract us. Shields, autocorrect, to distract us. We have to stay focused because this is our time and our year. We have to keep fighting until we get what is rightfully owed to us. I fully agree. And I think that was beautifully put. Thank you very much. I'll fully agree. And that was beautifully put. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Brothers and sisters, we're seeing the movement sway in our favor now. We're seeing that. The movement sway in our favor. We're seeing the youth say what we want to say what we believe, say the truth. We're seeing people speak the truth. We're seeing people look at the policies, look at the agenda, look at the tangibles, look at the lack of tangibles, look at the lack of reparations. We're seeing those things, and we're seeing people say, hey, you don't have no guaranteed nothing. You don't have no guaranteed donation, no guaranteed support, no guaranteed advocacy, no guaranteed vote at all. I need something now. Do something now. You're in office right now. Don't be playing these games with me. We're seeing that now. That's a good thing. I appreciate you guys for being here. I didn't even think I was going to be on this long, considering it's a Friday, but you guys were here. You guys were locked in. We had a good broadcast. There's still a lot that happened this last couple weeks that definitely have to discuss with you guys on a later time. So make sure you guys stay tuned in, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button so you guys don't miss out on that. Make sure you guys follow me on my various social media pages. That is Afro Elite on Instagram and then The Afro Elite on Twitter. Don't leave, please, without hitting that like button. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, you definitely want to because we got a lot to cover coming up soon. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the DNC. Let me know about what you thought about this broadcast, what you thought about the speakers, what you thought about the DNC in the comment section below. And now with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, be one salute to every single last one of you all, and you all have a good one.